Hello, everybody, and welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our webinar today. I'm really excited everybody could join us. So today we're going to be diving in. We're going to be decoding a couple different things. We're going to be decoding, first of all, how to get about $250,000, maybe even more or less, depending on what it is how much money you're looking to get in business credit that's not linked to your Social Security number. This is business credit for your business EIN that's not linked to your personal social. And I'm also going to map out how to easily get loans and credit lines. We're going to talk about even if you're a startup, even if you have credit issues, even if you think there's no way you may get money at a bank, different ways that you can actually get financing to be able to grow your business. So we've got a lot of stuff to cover. It's going to go about 90 minutes. I'm going to do my best to try to get all this in about 90 minutes. And then I know a lot of you are going to have questions along the way, and I will stay and make sure that all of your questions are answered. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Ty Crandall. I've got about 17 years now in the financial services industry. Ever since I got out of the Air Force many years ago, back in the 90s, I've been in financial services ever since, or about 2000, a little bit past. I speak about business credit worldwide. I speak all over the country. I've been invited as far as places like Singapore to talk about this topic. So I definitely have a lot of knowledge when it comes to business credit building. I'm also the author of two best-selling books on credit, Perfect Credit and Business Credit Decoded. If you were to type in business credit in a place like Amazon, I'm sure my book would probably be the first book that comes up because of the best-selling status. And I'm also an authority. You'll see me everywhere. If you ever go to our website, creditsuite.com, and look at our media page, you'll see that I'm all over the place. Radio, TV shows, Forbes Entrepreneur. Because I've gained the reputation of being the authority on this topic, typically when there's any kind of stories that relate to commercial credit building, I'm typically the one that's called upon. And I'm very blessed to have an opportunity to oversee the largest business credit partner division in the U.S. We have thousands of partners that we service. We basically service all of their customers. So not only do we help all of our thousands of customers, but we also service thousands of partners where they actually are out there selling business credit and offering financing their customers. And we handle and help their customers with all the servicing aspects of that as well. So I don't say any of this to brag or boast. I just want you to know my qualifications. To date, we just surpassed 15,000 people that we've helped to build business credit just in the last few years alone. So I have a lot of knowledge, experience. We're going to look at a lot of case studies, a lot of proof and evidence about the things that can happen with business credit for you as well. A little bit on the personal side, I love having fun and hanging out with my family. That's my favorite thing to do. I actually just got back from Disney. We spent some time. We have an RV out there with our family, and I enjoy all types of crazy fun activities, and I fly. So I'm a pilot. I'm up in the air. I try to get up in the air every week. I just think that's an unbelievable experience to see life from a whole different perspective. So my son and my daughter, I like to spend a lot of time with them. We used to have arena football tickets till a storm just left. They're not playing this year, which is so distracting. This is us up at Disney out on the boat. So we have a lot of fun, and usually you'll see me doing some kind of crazy thing that my wife once said was a midlife crisis, but now it's carried on too long to be, I think, a midlife crisis. So I enjoy the best of what I have, what Florida has to offer down here. So enough about me. Let's talk a little bit about you, what we're going to cover today. So what we're going to talk about today is how you can immediately get business credit that's linked to your EIN and not your Social Security number, even if you're a startup or have bad personal credit now. No, this is not CPN number scam. This is legitimate, the same credit that Experian, Equifax, DMB, that Entrepreneur, that Inc., the SBA, that Score, NASDAQ, all the credit that they recommend that business owners should have. I'm going to map out exactly how you can get this immediately when you're done. When you're done with this webinar, you're going to be able to get your first accounts that you'll be able to then use to springboard off of to then come in and start getting all different types of other credit. And I'll walk you through that process. I'm going to show you how to use this initial credit we're going to build. We're going to get some initial credit. There's 3 ways to do it. I'm going to show you all 3. And then we're going to use that credit to establish a credit profile and score, and then use that established credit profile and score to quickly start getting credit at places like Walmart, Amazon, Staples, Apple, Lowe's, Ford, Best Buy, Visa cards, MasterCards, Amex. Almost every major retailer, even Nordstrom's, Macy's, these type of places offer this kind of corporate credit, and so do Chase, and so do, are you able to get the Amex cards and all these things without the personal guarantee and credit check. We're going going to walk through the steps, and we're going to walk through many examples of people that have done this, following the same system, and how you can access loans, even when banks say no, even as a startup, even when you have credit challenges, even when you don't have collateral. The biggest problem I find is that people can qualify for loans. They just don't know where to go to actually qualify for loans. And I'm going to walk you through that today. I'm going to actually show you exact process to be able to access all the kind of capital you need in one place. And then if you're interested, some will be, some won't be. We're going to talk about how to make money offering business credit financing. So if you're interested in making money and actually offering business credit financing, there's a really cool white label turnkey way to do that. And we'll dive into that a little bit today. And we're also going to have bonuses that are available at the end of the event. So if you're staying till the end, there's two things you're going to have access to. You're going to be able to find out how to access some really cool special bonuses worth quite a bit of money. I think over $2,000 combined, but I'll look at that. And then you're also, by staying to the end, going to get a playback of this event. So if you want to take screenshots of slides, etc., don't even worry about that. If you're staying to the end of the event, I'm going to give you we're going to send you a playback to this event, so then you can come back and access it if you are interested in seeing it again. We're only allowed 2,000 registrants in here, and we're right there. As I came in, we're at about 1980. There was about 20 spots left. So keep this in mind. If you leave, you probably will not be able to get back in. And I don't say that to be some kind of crazy statement. It just is what it is. I just posted in one of our Facebook groups the same thing. We're maxed out. We had about 20 spots. Those will be filled probably within the first 15 minutes here. And so if you leave, you probably won't be able to get cut back in, because we're only allowed 1,000 attendees and 2,000 registrants per GoToWebinar. And we've already reached that limit. We're near 2 before I started. I'm sure we're there. So just keep those things in mind. So let's address the obvious. Most people do fail trying to get money when they're trying to grow their business. And the biggest reason for this is because a lot of people think that you still want to go to your bank to get money. And that's the worst thing you could ever do, as we're going to talk about today. As a matter of fact, about over 98% of business financing now comes from what are called alternative lenders per the Department of Revenue. And this is why so many people think what we're going to talk about today is not possible. They're just going about it the wrong way and looking in the right place. And I'm going to decode this today for you and teach you how to go to the right place and how to be able to do it the right way. Most don't know that this is even possible. I still have a lot of people that think that business credit is a scam or not legitimate or somehow illegal because they don't understand it. But the reality is, corporate credit, Dun & Bradstreet, for example, was around decades before the first consumer credit reporting agency was around. So commercial credit was around way before consumer credit was around. It's just been kept secret, because if you're willing to provide a guarantee and you're social, then why would any credit issuer ever tell you not to? But I'm going to teach you the legal way around that today, so you can know that this is possible and know the steps to do it. And a lot of people just don't understand that business credit building is a process. Don't think that what I'm going to show you is easy today. I'm going to go through it. It may look easy, but the reality is a lot of people struggle and spend years. What I'm going to show you as we progress a way to get this done in just months, because they don't understand the proper steps. So many people skip steps, and everybody that's ever come to me go, this doesn't work. I say, well, tell me the steps you taken, and they always missed steps or did steps in the wrong order. So we're going to talk about today the right steps to do it. And a lot of entrepreneurs just don't know that money's available based on business strengths. And this is the problem, I think, with most people trying to get credit lines and loans. There's credit lines and loans we'll talk about today that don't even require credit checks at all. They're not even based on credit. And you can get them pretty short term in business. But a lot of people don't know that you can come in and get this kind of money that's actually based on strength. So that being said, hopefully everybody says, if you're having any other issue, let me know. If you can hear me okay, if the volume's okay, just go ahead and type in the word yes if you don't mind. I know a couple people are having issues, but there shouldn't be a reason for any echo. Okay, so everybody else seems to be okay. Okay, so good. All right, so this webinar is for you. Well, look, if you are looking to get money to start a business, just from a concept to get it going, or you're looking to grow a business, well, then that's exactly what we're going to be diving into. If you're looking for high limit credit accounts, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 individual limit accounts that are not linked to your social, that are linked to your business, that are designed for your business to fund itself, that's exactly what we're going to be diving into as well. And if you're looking for the easiest way, the fastest way to get money and to get credit for your business, we're going to talk about a bunch of different ways today to do this, not just one. So you're in the right place if this is the things you're looking for. And if you're looking for credit lines and loans in general, as well as corporate credit, then we're going to be diving in and decoding all of this. I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways to access both corporate credit and loans. So will this work for you? Well, business credit's the only financial solution you can get regardless of cash flow, credit, or collateral. The bottom line is what I'm going to show you today, anybody can get. If you start a business today, you can get business credit. You might not be able to get a loan. You've got to have some kind of qualifying criteria to get a loan. We'll talk about that as we dive in. But with business credit, anybody can qualify. So that's one of the great things about it is that this is a solution that anybody can get regardless of cash flow, credit, or collateral. And here's some recent examples of which I'll probably go over probably 100 during this today. But here's one, for example. These are credit cards that you can see here that somebody obtained. Here's a $4,000 Chevron credit card. Here's a Staples credit card. Here's a J.C. Penney credit card. You can see here, these are things that people have bought using their initial vendor accounts, which I'm going to show you. I'm crushing it. 10,000 in Apple, just got approved for 6,000 Amazon. And again, the 10,000 for Apple here, 12,500 with Apple. Here's somebody that just got 8,500 bucks. Again, linked to the EIN, not their social. Here's an Office Depot account right here with, you can see here, no PG in big capital letters. No PG means personal guarantee. Here's somebody that just opened their first account, another $2,000 Exxon account without a personal guarantee. And you can see these are all completely different people. Here's somebody that's got a $17,000 Amazon credit card with no PG. I'm going to show you how to get that probably in about 60 days, maybe 90 days, maybe less, depending on how fast you work. And you can also see here a bunch of other results as well. So 17,000. Here's a J.C. Penney. Here's a BP account for 2,600 bucks with no PG. A $4,000 Amazon account. Somebody giving me a shout out. Appreciate that. Oh my gosh, just got approved for an Amazon $4,000 account here. And you can see here all different kind of approvals. Monetize your marketplace. Uline, Quill, Seton, Walmart. You can see some of these have a PG. A lot of these don't have a PG. You can see here that I've already received $50,000 credit line with Pilot Flying J that somebody just got. And again, I'm showing the dates on a lot of this stuff just so you can see how new it is. You can see down here somebody got an American Express, et cetera, et cetera. Here's somebody else that just got, I've obtained 10 vendor accounts, $7,000 in credit, 80 Paydex. Here's somebody that used the Quill account to get them their initial things on their business. Here's another Amazon, which is, again, I'm going to show you how to get this a little bit later. Here's a $4,000 account with no PG. Here's another one that somebody just got for 1,600 bucks. And you can see here, guys, that these are just in the last few months. This is a no PG Exxon account for $3,000. Here's an Amex account for $9,000. Here we see somebody with a $7,200 approved account. Here's somebody with a $20,000 no personal guarantee. American Express, no personal guarantee just simply means there wasn't a credit check and they're not personally liable for this. They're not personally guaranteeing this. And here's somebody that just got a $50,000 credit line. You could see here, and you could see here that's another $20,000. And some of these people will even tell you that they PG'd some initially. A lot of people don't PG. You can see here's a Dell with no PG, fleet cards, and on and on and on. Guys, the reality is I can do this for hours. Okay, I will go over a bunch of different ones later as we get. I'll show you credit reports. I'm going to show you actual real approvals. I'm going to show you testimonials. I'm going to show you probably 100 pieces of evidence to prove that what I'm showing you today is very legitimate. And the bottom line is if you have a business and you follow the system I'm going to teach you, you can do it. These are mostly all from different people that are having success. Some of these are different, are multiple cards that the same people are getting. So let's start at the beginning though. What is business credit? Well, business credit is credit that's obtained in a business's name. So with business credit, what we're ultimately talking about is a credit that's linked to your business EIN number. It's a credit profile and a score that's built under your EIN. So what a lot of people don't know is that just like you have a credit profile linked to your social, a business credit, you have a credit profile and score that's linked to your actual EIN number. And this credit's in the business name and based on the business's ability to pay. It's not based on the actual business owner's ability to pay. So you might think it sounds weird. And to be honest with you, you should think scam anytime people say to get a bunch of money with no credit check because it sounds scammy. But the reality is that, when you come in, you can actually be able to get this kind of credit based on your business's ability to pay, not your owners. Doesn't that make sense? You know, we know this is possible. We know Michael Dell isn't personally guaranteeing credit for Dell, right? So we know it's possible, but a lot of people think it's only for bigger businesses. The reality is anybody can do this if you know the proper steps. And in doing so, you're basically creating an environment where your business is able to fund itself. And so once you establish this credit profile, once you establish this credit score, then what happens is you start using it to obtain credit. Office Depot, Home Depot, Sam's Club, Costco, Dell, BP, Walmart, MasterCard, Visa cards, Amex cards. You start using it to obtain these very high limit accounts. I mean, 30, 40, $50,000 limit accounts you're able to get to very quickly in about 6 months using your business EIN and the credit you're establishing to qualify. Now, what happens is the business also becomes more lendable. Okay, you're not going to come out and immediately start getting a bunch of loans just based on business credit, which who cares? A $50,000 Amex card could pretty much buy you whatever you want with a $20,000 Amazon on top of it, for example. But you help become more lendable. And I'm going to show you in a second what lenders are looking at to make lending decisions. And you'll see how important business credit is to you being able to get loans you want. And it also helps you get easier access to loans and credit lines. So many people struggle to get loans and credit lines because lenders are looking at your business credit to make those approval decisions. And if your business credit's not established, well, then that can prevent and typically does prevent you from getting approved. The same as anything else, right? If you have no consumer credit established and try to go get a mortgage, you're not going to do it. You're not going to get a car loan. You're not going to get a $50,000 credit card. But if you have good credit established, you can get the $50,000 credit card, the car loan, the mortgage. It's no different in the commercial world as it is in the consumer world. You just have to know the steps to build the initial credit profile and the initial credit score. So ton of benefits here. There's no effect on personal credit. So there's no adverse impact on your consumer credit score. So what this means is two things. One, even if you have good credit, there's no inquiries on your consumer credit report. So that's a big deal because even one inquiry can cost you $20,000 in unsecured credit lines, which I'll show you how to get later. You need to limit inquiries if you want the most amount of business funding. But if you have credit challenges, well, then they don't even look at your credit. What we're doing here is getting credit without providing a social. Since there's no credit check, you're able to get approved regardless of credit quality, right? Because they never even know what your personal credit quality is. So it's not based on your consumer credit quality. So you can get it even with bad credit. And again, there's no inquiries on your credit report. So even if you have good credit, that helps you. There's no personally guaranteed supply. You're not personally liable for your business debts. To know more about me and why I'm here, this is what happened to me. The first business I owned was a mortgage company, and I did all the right things. I had tons of good personal credit, tons of personal credit available, tons of business credit available. I had a bunch of money in our business bank account. And then the whole economy crashed. We had lost our ability to do mortgages completely out of my control. All of a sudden, our revenue was cut by 90%. All of our credit and money went very quickly during that time, and I personally guaranteed everything for the business. So what happened was when we started to default on business obligations, they reported on my personal credit. Then what happened was then all my personal credit immediately went away. Every credit issuer lowered my limits to what I owed. All this credit I thought I had was gone. And then to make matters worse, the actual credit issuers on the business side literally came and got judgments and cleaned out my accounts. They cleaned out the money we had in our bank accounts that we didn't even have. We had checks written against that money, and they cleaned out the money in our account. So they wiped out all of our personal assets and my personal credit because I personally guaranteed things in the business. So the way I explain this is that as a business owner, you and I, we don't expect to fail, but so many things are out of our control that in a world where 90% of business owners do fail, you might as well as protect you and your family's assets and liquid money that you have available if you can. And that's what business credit's designed for. A lot of people don't realize this. Your personal credit you're not set up to personally guarantee things in your business when it comes to credit. Your personal credit's not used to fund a business. This is what business credit's designed for, is for your business to fund itself, and you're able to do so without personally guarantee, which means that if you ever do default on the obligations, they can sue your business. They can't sue you personally. Business credit is very fast to build. I'm going to show you how to immediately get credit after this webinar. And the whole process to get to cash credit, Visa cards, MasterCards, Amex, auto vehicle financing takes 4 to 6 months. And I'm going to walk you through and show you exactly how to do this. Consumer credit, you have to have credit for 6 months to even be given a score. In the commercial world, you'll get a score immediately once your credit reports, and that score then helps you build the profile you need to get access to more and more credit. Anybody can see your business credit reports, prospects, competitors, potential buyers of your business. People aren't used to this. So if you go to Dun & Bradstreet right now, the first thing they do is give you two options. Do you want to pull your own credit report or something for another business? So anybody can pull your personal credit reports, your business credit reports, your prospects, competitors, potential buyers of your business, investors. Anybody that wants to access your commercial credit can, which is one of the reasons you definitely want to make sure that you control what they can actually see. It also gives you greater borrowing ability, right? Because now you've built a consumer credit profile and score, and then you have a commercial credit profile and score. So having two credit profiles and scores, one commercial, one consumer, gives you greater ability to get money. So you can go in and get a Staples consumer credit card, then you can go get a Staples and get a business credit card. You can't walk into Staples and get two consumer credit cards. They'll tell you already have one, but you can walk in and get a commercial and a consumer credit card. Okay, limits are 10 to 100 times higher than consumer credit. This is per SBA. So this is something that, again, it sounds kind of crazy that you can get 20, 30, 40, $50,000 limits within months. But if you think about it, doesn't that make sense? You probably are never going to need to spend $10,000 at Dell on home computers. But Dell knows that you're easily going to surpass $10,000 in credit to be able to get an office full of computers. So this is why limits are so much higher with commercial than consumer credit. And it's why you never want to use consumer credit to fund your business, because consumer credit wasn't designed to do so. So as you start to put these high balances on your consumer credit cards, utilization is 30% of your consumer FICO score, and you tank your consumer FICO score. Business credit was designed to fund your business. It's why the limits are so high, and it's why you can use commercial credit cards without adversely affecting your consumer credit scores. And again, we're going to talk about how to get these limits of 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 through the process of today as well. Now, you can get approved even when you can't get a bank loan or alternative financing, even as a startup. Business credit's the only way you can get financing if you don't have any lendable merits. If there's nothing that makes you lendable to get money at a bank, you can still get business credit when there's no other way to get money. So this is a big deal, because if you're starting a business, what do you need? You get an office, you need furniture, you need computers. You can use business credit to buy all those things. So with business credit, you could use to fund the business even when there's no way you can get a business loan, but you may be able to get a business loan now. We're going to talk about ways to do that. Now, you can get access to loans and credit lines to be able to grow your business, so you can use your profits more easily to be able to grow. Okay, so that's really what you're looking for, is using credit, using this kind of access to funding to grow your business, and in that way it gives you more profits to be able to grow faster. Look, you don't need any money to start and grow a business, but you will go at a much slower pace of growth than somebody that has the money. We see this, right? Every one of the biggest companies that we know of, Uber and Facebook, they all got a bunch of venture capital to get as big as they are. It's the outside money that helped them get as big as they are. Now, again, I'm a Dave Ramsey guy. I'm all about no debt. But in the business world, there's not one large successful company that doesn't use OPM, other people's money, to grow. Even Apple borrows money, and they're sitting on billions of dollars. Okay, so the reason these companies are out there and they are so successful is because they're very good at OPM, using other people's money to go. And that's exactly what business credit gives you the ability to do, not to mention that it gives you a huge competitive advantage as well. Now, you can get business credit as long as you have a business in the US. Okay, a lot of people ask me this. Well, if I'm in Canada, can I get money? Yes, you can. But some of this stuff I will tell you apply today, some of it won't, because the credit building system in Canada and Australia is different than here in the United States. But as long as you're in the United States, you can build business credit. You can also get loans. Okay, if you're not in the US, then you can follow some of this, but your credit building is a little bit different in other countries, and it's going to be harder to get loans if you're not in the US. You can build business credit for multiple businesses. And I'm addressing some of the common questions that I get on webinars, so you don't even have to ask. Okay, so if you're coming in and saying, can I use this and do it for multiple businesses? Yes, I'll show you examples of my clients that have actually done just that, that they've funded a business, they've got $250,000 plus in business credit, and then they start another business and they're using that to get all kinds of things, and I'll show you exactly what they're buying. You can get business credit even as a nonprofit. Yes, you can. As a matter of fact, business credit's the easiest way to get money as a nonprofit. It is easier than getting any kind of loan. Loans, most of the time, they're going to want to see tax returns with profits. But with business credit, you don't need to have any profits shown to get money. So even as a nonprofit, profit, you can get it. And you don't have to buy bogus trade lines or shelf corps. Do not ask me in the Q&A if you should buy trade lines or shelf corps. They're scams. It's a ripoff. It's a waste of money. And if the reporting agencies ever know you're doing some crooked junk like this, then they'll shut down your profile. We're not used to that because they can't do that with our consumer credit, but they will with the commercial. You pull your credit report and it's blank, it's empty, it's gone, it's done. And that's what happens if you try to create some kind of fraudulent credit profile using bogus trades or shelf corps. Save your money. Don't spend thousands. I'm going to show you how to do it the right way without getting in trouble with the reporting agencies because you're using these kind of things. So business credit quality determines many things when it comes to loans. One, will you get approved for a business loan or get denied? Two, how much will you get approved for? Three, what terms will you pay? What interest rates are you going to pay? Now, what's interesting, and I'm going to show you on real credit reports, is that you can be denied financing based on business credit quality, even if you have no business credit established. This is one of the biggest reasons people come to us to build business credit. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. I just went to my bank. They just denied me saying my business credit's bad. I didn't even know I had business credit. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? We pull the report, and what we see is a blank report and a low score, because that's what happens. You will actually get a credit report with a low score, even if you have no credit reporting. So let's look at some actual reports so we can see what this looks like. So again, you could be issued a failing score even if your business has no credit because you look unestablished. As a matter of fact, their risk score with Experian even says that this gives you a high risk of filing bankruptcy because you have no credit. And this is a snippet from an Experian report where you can see somebody has a 28 credit score. You can see that they are a very high risk for what is called the financial stability risk score. Just so you know, the financial stability risk score literally depicts your risk of going bankrupt. So what they're saying is you're a very high risk of going bankrupt. You're giving a 28 score that's out of 100 score, with 100 being the best. This is a very low score. And again, what's interesting is that when we look at the credit report, we see absolutely no credit. It's all zeros. This person has no credit on their credit report, but just because Experian knows they exist, Experian populated a credit report for the business, and then what happened was gave them a failing score, and now this person has no shot of getting loans and credit lines as a result. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit later how to do a free check with Experian, Equifax, and D&B to see if this is you or not, to see if they have information about your company or not. I'll show you a way to do a free check so you don't fall into the same trap. Okay. Now, even one account will take you from a failing score to a very good score. And I'm going to show you how to do this. So here's somebody that has a 96 out of 100. That's pretty good. We see here they're very low risk. And here's what's interesting. They only have one account. In a matter of slides, I'm going to show you how to get this one account. So what happens is this, how is this possible? It's very simple. Business credit scores are based on how you pay. That's it. Simple. Consumer scores are complicated. They're based on payment history, utilization, length of credit, new credit, credit mix. Commercial credit's based on one thing, payment history. If we put accounts on your commercial credit report that you pay as agreed, in this case, you could even see just one account will get you a good score. The good score then reverses it and makes it much easier for you to get financing. Do you think a bank is going to lend money to somebody that's a high risk of bankruptcy or a low risk with a high score? So they're always going to lend money to somebody that's in a lower risk. So even one account can take you from failing to very successful. And you can see that this is what it looks like on the commercial credit report. They had a 28 score, just like the one I showed you. They had a failing score. They added one account and now they're up to 93. So we can see that when they added it, they went from really bad score to really good score with just that one account. You can even see the quarterly trends of their scores on their actual commercial credit reports. So as you continue to grow your credit, what happens is the business credit reporting agencies recommend you for more and more money. And this is what helps you get higher approvals, whether it be commercial credit cards or loans or credit lines. If you want to know how are they making the determination of how much to give me, I'll show you. It's right on the commercial credit reports. So remember that 28 score that we just looked at where the person was recommended for $1,000 in credit? Then I showed you a 96 score where somebody got one account and they were then recommended right here, credit limit recommendation, $2,500. Just so you know, this is the same commercial credit report that lenders look at. Everyone, Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian all have credit limit recommendations. They all have exactly the same thing. Okay. So again, guys, I know a lot of people are going to ask questions, and I promise you, I will stay hours after this to make sure every question is answered. But if I stayed and did this during, we would go 3-4 hours. So let me make sure that I get through everything. Type your questions in. Don't ever think I'm ignoring you. I'm not. I promise you, I will stick around and get the questions answered, but I want to get through everything because a lot of the content will actually be able to jump in and get covered through the actual presentation. So here's somebody that even has a bad score. They're paying their bills bad, and they're still recommended for $6,900 because they have 2 trade lines. Here's somebody that has a decent score. They're paying their bills as agreed. They're getting recommended for $15,600. They have 3 trade lines. Here's somebody that has $66,000 of recommendations, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4 trade lines. Here's somebody that's being recommended for $724,000 in financing, and look at all the trade lines they have. That's like what, 3, 6, 9, I don't know, like 15. So you can see that the more credit you get, the more credit you use, the more the reporting agencies recognize it, the more they boost the amount of credit you're recommended, even if you're not paying the bill as agreed. And if you are paying the bill as agreed and getting good scores, now this is going to help you get more money, and it's going to help you get it at better terms and not get denied because you don't have a score. So this is such a misconception. Everybody thinks that to get business credit, you have to be in business a long time. Nope, you can get it as a startup, even as a brand new business, just starting your business today, you can get it. A lot of people think that you have to be a big company. Nope, absolutely not. In order to build business credit, you just have to go through a process of adding trade lines. A trade line is the reporting of an account to the reporting agencies. The more accounts you add, the more accounts you use, the more credit you're recommended for. You just saw a real, like, 8 reports that show this process of the more trades you get, the more you're recommended, and the more you pay on agreed, the better your score is. The better your score is, the better terms you get on the money you're actually getting. So look, every successful business in this country has it. Let's look at Facebook, 40 trade lines. This means with Experian, they have 40 different accounts reporting with Experian. We can look at Dell. Here's 83 accounts reporting. Here's Microsoft with 131 trades. This is doing what is called a smart business report check with Experian. 138 accounts from Apple. Here's Pilot Flying J, 153 accounts. Here's Publix in my backyard here in Florida with 171. Here's Walmart with 513 trades. So here's what's interesting. What a lot of people don't know about Walmart, 80% of what Walmart sells, they use business credit to buy, which means that when you go to Walmart to buy Bounty paper towels, they use business credit to pay Bounty for the paper towels. They put the paper towels on the shelf. You buy them. You give Walmart money. Walmart takes your money, and they use it to pay off the business credit they use to buy the paper towels. 80% of what Walmart sells, they do it this way. That's why they're the #1 retailer in the world and why they have 513 trade lines. They've mastered business credit the same as you can master business credit. Business credit is the biggest source of capital for Walmart, even beyond investor cash injection. It is the biggest source of money. So again, every one of these large successful companies do it. Here's Mars Incorporated, right? They make Mars bars with 22 trades. Here's where things get interesting. Here's a client that's less than a year into the business credit building process. As a matter of fact, this was something that they did in 90 days. They have 8 trades. Well, Mars has 22. Mars Incorporated, they have Mars bars. Here's somebody that has a third as many trades as Mars Incorporated, and they just started building business credit a few months ago. Here's another one of our clients has 14 trades. Okay, this was in way less than a year, and she's now done all kinds of things. And you'll see a testimonial from Thelma later. So here's somebody that has more than like 70% as many trade lines as Mars Incorporated, and they did this as a startup business. So don't think, yeah, man, Facebook has business credit. Of course they do. They're Facebook. No, you don't get it. They're not getting credit because they're Facebook. They're getting credit because they're following a step-by-step system to get corporate credit. The reason they're doing it easier than you is you don't have a CFO and they do. They have financially savvy people that know how to do this and you don't, and that's why we're together today. So I could be that that temporary CFO to teach you these things to have the same success these guys are doing. So how do you do it? Hopefully by now you're starting to get a feel for the fact that how real this is. And this is Thelma, for example, the one that I just showed you that had 14 trades initially. We went to our bank to get a business line of credit and they turned us down. We got started with Credit Suite, set up our business credibly, and built our business credit. After following the steps, we've now secured over $96,000 in business credit cards and just applied for the Platinum Amex and got approved instantly with no limit. Now we have 4 to 5 different companies call us every day trying to get us money, and that's a really good problem to have. We're excited, and if you don't have business credit yet, you should get involved with Credit Suite to have the same results we have. I'll probably send you a replay of an interview I did with Thelma and her husband and the success they had. Really cool story. They started a business by selling an old pickup truck and a flat screen TV. They used it to buy marketing. They got scammed. The marketing was a scam. It left them with no money, and they started building their business credit. I will show you what happened, where they got stuck. And when we found where they got stuck with getting the loan, we fixed it. And then they turned around and got a loan right away. They got a credit line, and then they started opening up and getting a bunch of business credit. And they did over $1 million the first year in business. They've now surpassed $2 million. She has a best-selling book with Brian Tracy. They've opened up multiple businesses. Again, it was just helping them get off the ground and getting the credit they needed to actually come in and be successful. Okay. So that being said, and yes, the webinar will be recorded, just so you guys know, and it will be available for anybody that goes through it. And I know some people I'm seeing chime in are saying that they're having some audio issues. What you need to do is leave and try to get back in. That's all I can tell you, because I just asked it. Almost everybody's having no issues with the audio. Some are. And so if you're having issues with the audio, you either need to try through another browser, try through another device, or log out and log back in. That is my best advice. But again, it always seems like there's a few that have audio issues, but everybody else seems to be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed here. Okay, so lenders and credit issuers, what's the first step? Well, what you need to know is that these lenders and credit issuers have a secret unpublished set of standards that they're basically using that you must meet to get approved. It really is that simple. And we know this. Think about it. You know this, because when you go to apply for a credit card, you get an instant decision, right? Or that dreaded notification you're going to hear by mail in 7 to 10 days. You know it's not a person manually underwriting your application. So what's happening? What's happening is that a computer is checking a series of data points, and then they either issue an approval or denial. All lenders use automation. All credit issuers do. So you've got to meet these secret set of criteria to even have a chance of getting a loan and credit. Remember, I told you Thelma had this happen. Well, what happened was we figured out an issue with her address that mismatched data with her Secretary of State, and that's what was causing her to get denied. Once we've helped her fix that, then she immediately was able to get approved for the credit lines and bank loans that she'd been denied for. Now, what happens is if you meet these, you get automated approvals like we're used to with consumer credit cards. If you don't, you get denied, right? You get that message that says you'll hear by mail in 7 to 10 days, and then you get that message and it says we pulled your business credit report or your consumer credit report, and you suck and you're denied. But in the business world, you may never even get a notice or never even know why, because that notice is sent to you because the Fair Credit Reporting Act requires it. In the business world, the Fair Credit Reporting Act doesn't even apply. So again, you're oftentimes getting denied for loans and credit and not knowing why. The reason is because you don't meet these standards. You've got to set up the business credibly before you even start. If you don't do this and you skip this step, this is a large part of why you'll get denied. So first, set up an entity. You preferably want to get a corporation. Okay, an LLC, they don't even really consider to be an entity, but an LLC or a corporation are what you want to choose. You want to stay away from a sole proprietorship or partnerships. Don't get me wrong, sole proprietorship and partnerships can build business credit, but you and the business are the one and the same. If you're a sole proprietor, you are the business. So if you get sued, if the business gets sued, you get sued. If you want to separate liability, and again, I'm not an attorney, but I'll tell you from everything we see from our clients, if you want to separate liability, go with a corporation or LLC. It gives you your best chance. Stay away from high-risk names, okay? The name of your business can indicate you're in a high-risk industry. Later, I'm going to show you a massive list of restricted industries so you can actually see what industries are restricted that you want to avoid names that indicate you're in that industry. You want to get your free EIN number. Yes, it's free. And a lot of people think that or go out there and try to get an EIN, end up on a site that looks like the IRS and are charged. It's free. You go to irs.gov to get it. I'll show you a little bit later a simple and easy way to get that set up as well. So you want to get a free EIN number. No, your business credit is not built under your DUNS number. A lot of people think it is. I'll talk about DUNS numbers later. Business credit is built under your EIN. That is where your credit profile is housed. So you need to get the EIN to ever be able to build business credit. Okay. You got to get the licensing. If you're a plumber that needs a license, you got to get a license. You have to be able to be in business legitimately, especially when it comes to getting loans and credit lines. They're going to look at this. And if you're out there doing business and you're not licensed and you should be, then you're going to have a hard time getting approved. You want to make sure that all online listings have the same information as what's on your application. The details must be congruent. I told you why Thelma got denied. Here's why. It's the number one reason that bank loans get denied. Number one. So when we look at the statistics, 89% of business owners that apply at the big banks get their applications denied. 89%, almost 90% of applications are denied. The number one reason for denial is the information put on the application does not match exactly what the actual lender finds in their research. If your company is ABC company, then you need to make sure that your application says ABC Company, your bank statements say ABC Company, your website says ABC Company, and your Secretary of State records say ABC Company, and Yelp says ABC Company, and yeah, everything says ABC Company. Okay, the reporting agencies, which again, we're not used to with consumer credit, the business credit reporting agencies pull information from Yelp. They pull it from the Yellow Pages. They pull it from everywhere. So it's very easy to have a bunch of mismatched data that's out there, especially on your commercial credit reports, because they're all pulling data from all these sources. So you need to make sure that Yelp, you need to make sure that all of your listings are congruent online. What you see on Yelp is the same as your website. What's there is the same as Yellow Pages. And we'll talk about later an easy way to make sure that all of your listings are online and are congruent. Now, you need to have a professional email address and website. You cannot use Yahoo. You cannot use Gmail type email. You can go to GoDaddy and get a website domain for $12. And nowadays the email comes with it. My email is info@creditsuite.com. My domain is creditsuite.com, right? It's the congruent. You don't want to get a Gmail. You don't want to have a creditsuite.com be your website and your email be businesscreditdude@Yahoo. That won't work. It's not professional. Even the indicator of Yahoo or Gmail email addresses can oftentimes throw red flags with credit issuers. You need to have a physical business address, a real physical location. What if you don't? What if you work from home? No worries. Then use a virtual address. And I'll show you later how to easily get a virtual address. Okay. But if you don't, and what a virtual address is an address where you simply get mail delivered there. You're just renting the mailbox to have mail delivered, but it's a real physical location. You can use a home address at last resort, but you should know that if you use a home address, nowadays the reporting agencies are using Google Street View images on your commercial credit report. So we had a client call us the other day freaking out because her home, a big picture of her house, was on her commercial credit report because she used her home address. You also should know that sources like Walmart will not approve you if you're using a home address, while places like Staples will. So it's better than using a P.O. box or UPS address. You never want to use those ever under any condition. Yes, I know many have tried to convince you that a UPS address looks legitimate because it looks like a regular address. It's not. The problem is that UPS and P.O. box addresses go into a database that all credit issuers and lenders have. And this database, they always cross-check before they issue approvals. P.O. boxes and UPS addresses are a big way you'll get automatic denials. Avoid them at all cost. The order is physical address first, virtual address second best, third best is home address, worst, never, do not go into territory is P.O. box and UPS. You got to get your phone number listed with 411. You know why? You can't fake it. You might go, I'm going to go do that right now. You can't do it. You can't go to 411.com and list your own phone number. It's one of the basic requirements for credit to build business credit because they know you can't fake it. You have to organically get picked up on Google search, etc., or you have to take a shortcut. And I'll teach you a shortcut later to be able to get this. You have to have the 411. We'll dive into vendors later to start building business credit, and you'll see that some of them's minimum requirements is just having an EIN and 411 listing. So you have to have 411. You should have a toll-free number. You should have a fax number, because you don't ever want to leave a line item on an application blank. If you're applying for a loan or a $50,000 credit card that asks for fax and you leave it blank, you tell me which type of business looks more established, one with a fax number or without. Do you use fax numbers? I don't. But again, does Microsoft have one? Does Apple have them? They all have them. So to be large and reputable, you want to make sure that you have a fax number, you have a toll-free number, you have a 411. You never want to use a mobile phone. You never want to use a home phone on your application. They'll get you denied. Later, I'm going to show you how you can get a credit. You can get a phone line for $24 a month. get a credit line for $7,500 with the source and have it report on your business credit report. So not only can you get the phone, but you're also able to build business credit exactly at the same time. Think of it like this. You want to paint the picture of you being the largest, most reputable business out there, because if you're visually reputable to the credit issuer and lender and you have a series of checks by all their computer by all these marks, that's what gets you approved versus getting you denied. So we've set up the business credibly. What happens now? Well, step two is you want to get set up with the business credit reporting agencies by seeing if you have a profile established with them now. And again, later I'm going to show you how to do this easily. You can also go to Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian, pay to get their reports. You could try to find a way to do a free search on the website, but I'm going to show you a little bit later how you can easily do this with even one click. And you also want to get your DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet. Your DUNS number is free. They're supposed to give it to you for free. If you try to get it, oftentimes they'll charge you thousands of dollars, but for a program they call Credit Builder. I'll talk about that in a few minutes so you know what you're paying for if you do go that route. But your DUNS number will oftentimes be required. Some credit issuers will ask for it. Some credit issuers will not ask for it. But I can tell you that it is something that you will need to start getting into loans, to start getting into higher limit accounts. Okay, I've even applied for a Staples account to be denied and said, that's impossible. I have established business credit. Here's my DUNS. They reran the application with the DUNS and gave me a high limit account. So you need to have that DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet. I'll show you later how to be able to get that as well. A DUNS and Paydex score are just the beginning to start building business credit. So with Dun & Bradstreet, they won't even report credit on your credit report. It's kind of a crazy world. Experian and Equifax will report credit on your credit report. Even if they know you don't exist, they'll still populate credit reports and give you failing scores. D&B requires at least 3 reported accounts to them and that you have a DUNS number to even issue you a Paydex score, which is oftentimes used to be able to get you more credit and loans. We're going to talk about how to get both of these, but you do need to have that DUNS number. You do need to have the actual Paydex score as well, so then that way you can qualify. And you need to fix any inaccuracies. If you have negative items on your credit report, how do you figure that out? How do you fix them? I'll dive into that later to show you more in depth if we have time and you'll permit me to do so. But if you do pull your credit reports, and you can go right to the reporting agencies, it's $159 a month. With D&B, it's $50 a month with Experian. Equifax is $20 a month. So it'll be about $270 to get all your credit reports, but I'll show you a little bit later how to get the main ones for only $24. So it'll save you like 90%, but get your credit reports. And if you have anything on there, then you want to go ahead and dispute them. And I'll show you later how you can actually dispute those items. Next you need to build some initial credit. We've set up the business credibly. We've got our basics. We did a search with the reporting agency. We've got our DUNS number. We disputed and fixed any inaccuracies, which typically aren't there, but we want to see if they are. And now you need to get initial credit. Here's where everybody screws up. Okay, everybody goes, man, I listened to your thing on building business credit and I went into my bank to get a Visa card. Why? If you went into your bank to get a Visa card with no consumer credit, they would deny you. If you try to go into your bank with no business credit to get a Visa card, they're going to deny you theirs too. You have to have established credit to get it. So think about it. When you started building consumer credit, you used secured credit cards or a co-signed loan, and then that gave you initial accounts, and then you use that to get more credit. Same thing in the business world. You have to have initial credit to build that initial business credit profile and score to be able to get approved. And there's actually 3 different ways to do that. The first way is fairly expensive for what you get. It's going through a service that D&B calls their Credit Builder. Now, they charge about $2,000 for this, and there's multiple problems. One, it's pretty cool. What they do is take accounts you already have, like your software that you pay a month, and then they report that on your business credit reports. In theory, it's pretty cool. The problem is they only do it on your Dun & Bradstreet credit reports. Most lenders look at Equifax. Most credit issuers look at Experian. So you can imagine the problems of only building consumer credit with one reporting agency and ignoring the other 2. So no matter what you do, if you pay them $2,000, you still have to go with one of the other 2 ways I'm going to teach you how to get money or how to build initial credit, because you have to build credit with Experian and Equifax. So it's kind of a waste of money since you still have to follow the other 2 methods anyways. And most trade lines you can't add. D&B won't let you add bank credit. They won't let you add credit cards. They won't let you add rent or leases. They won't let you add utilities. So if you think about utilities and rent and leases and bank credit and credit cards, what else do you have left? You probably don't have many things that you pay on a regular basis beyond those. So this isn't the preferred way, because I think it's a waste of $2,000 because you still have to follow one of the other methods anyways. And it's a pretty frustrating process from a lot of people that have said said so along the way. So if you have good personal credit now, well, this is option 2. And again, this requires good credit. Option 3 doesn't require good credit. So if you say, well, my credit's not good, don't worry about it. I'm giving you 3 different ways to build initial credit. The second way is using unsecured credit, where you can get $150,000 in up to, based on how high your current reported limits are on your credit report, no doc financing, no bank statements, no tax returns, which means it works for startups, 0% financing, 0% for 6 to 18 months, using unsecured credit lines. And this works if you have good credit. You need about a 680 score higher to get it. And this comes in the form of 5 business credit cards or lines. I call them hybrids because they get the benefit of credit cards at 0%, and you get the benefit of credit lines because you could physically take the cash out without paying 20% APR. So you get both. And then what happens is they give you 5 of these accounts or more, 5 to 8, and they report to the business credit reporting agencies. So this gives you your initial accounts using good personal credit. You're using good personal credit to qualify for business credit cards that have a personal guarantee. Then you use those to establish the initial business credit profile and score. And then from there, you can start building credit on top of that. So that's how this method works. I will show you later how to do this. If you're staying with us to the end, I'm going to show you exactly how to actually access this program, this unsecured financing. And this gives you 5 initial trade lines. 5 is the magic number, as you're going to learn. 5 trade lines with high limits. So that's great. Great way to go. But if you don't want to personally guarantee or don't have good credit, then that's not the way to go. So here's a perfect example. A client got 61,400 unsecured credit lines. They helped them achieve their business goals. So here's a couple of their actual approvals here. So I have a lot of clients that do this, and a lot of my friends do it as well. It's one of the best methods I've ever found to get money for a startup, because they're unsecured credit lines at 0% to help you build business credit. That's like ridiculous. And all you need is good personal credit to get it, or a guarantor with good credit. So great place. But if you don't want to do the PG or have good credit, well, then we've got to go with the other way, which is called vendor accounts. These are in the business world, secured credit cards are not common. Wells Fargo has one that is pretty good, but it requires better credit to qualify. So what is common are what are called vendor accounts. And these are vendors that will give you credit even if you have no credit now. They won't ask for the social, they won't, or some won't require it. Some will ask and won't require it. Others won't ask. They will give you credit even as a startup, even if you're a newer business. And again, they'll report to the credit that they're giving you the business credit reporting agencies. They'll give you credit when you have none, and they report it to the business credit reporting agencies. Now, usually these vendors offer what are called net 30 terms, net 10, net 15, net 30, net 20, 55. What that means is it means a net 30 account has 30 days to pay this bill in its entirety. Okay. So that means it's not revolving. You can't put $1,000 on it and pay back in $25 minimum payments. If you put $1,000 on the account, you have to pay the $1,000 off in 30 days. But remember, we're only using these to establish initial business credit. Now, you've got to find accounts that do report to the business agencies and who will approve you with no prior credit. That's the hard thing. Over 97% of trade vendors do not report. So most vendors you may think you have credit with don't report to credit. I see this all the time. People say, yeah, I've got established business credit. I have it with this company, this company, this company. And then we pull their business credit reports and not one of them reports. It's very common. Business credit has to be done intentionally. Most credit issuers don't report it, so you're not accidentally going to run into it. So you need to be very intentional as you're building business credit. Now, 5 of these accounts must be reporting before you get revolving credit. Remember, I just told you 5 is the magic number. If you have good credit, you can get it. The no personal guaranteed option. There are finance sources that will get you those 5 cards. I'll introduce you to them later. And then if you don't have good credit, you use vendors to get 5 vendor accounts, and then you can establish your initial business credit that way. So some starter vendors include Quill, Uline, Wells Fargo, that secure credit card I told you about as well. Another one is Granger. So those are a few. These are companies that will give you credit even if you have none, and they report it to the business credit reporting agencies. Like I said, over 97% of trade vendors do not report. So here's some more cases of people that got some of these. Here's some of these Fuelman cards. She got Uline, she got Granger, she got Quill. Then she moved on to Pilot. You could see some of her actual credit cards. We could see here, my first net 30 products arrived today. So they use the products to actually buy from places like Uline, like I just told you. HC Supply, 5K approval, net 30. Net 30 means that they used this as an initial vendor credit account. Here's Amazon, Lowe's. I like this because this shows you it's not easy. You know, Amazon, Lowe's, Fleet Fuel all said, I'm going to say heck no, although that's not what it really says. Heck no. So I think this is funny because you can see under it that somebody got a 5,000 net 30 approval, but I wanted to leave that on there too because I want you to see it's not easy. And as a matter of fact, Lamont has had a lot of success, but it just goes to show that if you're doing this on your own, there's a lot of struggles in this process because you don't know how many trade lines you need to apply for each source. So some things to keep in mind, but these are all examples of people that got vendor credit. So the next step, with 5 accounts reported, I've given you 3 different ways to do it. You can start getting revolving credit cards. These are limits at 10 to 100 grand or 10 to 100 times of what consumer credit is. And these don't require a personal guarantee or a personal credit check. Now, these are credit cards with most stores, most retailers. Almost every retailer you could think about offers these. So here's somebody, Happy Dance, just got a Dell with no PG, right? And I can't see the limit on here. Looks like 7 grand. Here's a JC Penney with $4,000. Here's a racetrack. I think I showed this earlier. Most of these you haven't seen before. These are different than the ones we showed earlier. Here's a no PG gas card for $4,500. Here's somebody else that got 4,000 with Lowe's. Here's their $4,000 Lowe's credit card. Here's somebody that got $8,400. Fort Wayne. What's up, Fort Wayne? I'm from Indiana originally. My parents are from right around Fort Wayne area. For any Hoosiers that are on here, Citgo 8,400, Lowe's 5 grand, DigiKey, Home Depot, Amazon 7 grand, all no PG. And you can see in this one post that she's showing all of the approvals that from stores. Here's a Shell, 17,000, no PG. Again, no personal guarantee account here with Shell for 17,000. That's 2. She's got a Chevron there. Oh, these 2 and waiting on the Exxon. So she's waiting on Exxon. So again, this goes to show, guys, you know, what you use business credit for depends on your business. Fleet credit cards at Shell, Exxon, and Chevron might mean nothing to you. But if you're a truck driver, being able to hold those kind of credit cards with no PG is a huge deal. So we'll talk about a lot of different kind of credits you can get, but here's the kind of examples. Here's somebody, 3rd set of fleet cards got approved for 2 more. And here's Lamont, the same guy that just failed. So this is what store credit is, right? And again, here's one of our clients, Christine. Here's her approvals so far. Sprint 2 grand, Amazon 4,500, Tractor Supply 5 grand, Exxon 5 grand, Fuelman Fleet 6, BJ 7, BP 8, Lowe's 10 grand, Apple 12.5, Shell 15. Same repeat, Shell, Office Depot 15, Sears 15, Costco 20, Best Buy 40, Dell 40, Ford 40, a roofing company that's local in her area 75, a PNC Bank card for 100. She also got a PNC Bank card for 50 recently, and Pilot Flying J for 200. Actually 50,000 a week she can use on that card. So this is what business credit looks like. She started with very small accounts at 2 to 5 grand, as many you saw. Then you jump pretty quick to 15, 20,000 tier. Then you almost immediately jump up to 40, 50. That's how business credit works. I don't see a lot of people with $30,000 approvals. I see them up to about 20, and then I see them at $40,000 plus when they get here. None of these require a consumer credit check or personal guarantee. It's pretty funny. I had Christine on a webinar and I said, hey, how many of these did you give a credit check for? And she was silent. She goes, you know, they didn't even ask me. She goes, none of them even asked me for my credit because her business credit at that point was so well established. It was just interesting to see her question be so foreign. Here is her holding some of her initial credit here. And, you know, her giving me a shout out. If you follow, so it can be done, but yes, you will have to PG, but a good majority of you follow Ty Crandall program and you'll know what you need. And here's her holding some of her accounts. Here's a truck that she's looking to buy. She just got $40,000 approved with Ford without a personal guarantee and without a personal credit check. I think that is sweet. Myself, love that truck. And here's the plot of land that she's now looking to buy. She's got an offer in on this land right now. I keep in pretty common contact with Christine, as I do with a lot of our clients. So this kind of gives you the potential of one client's journey to show you what's actually possible with business credit. Now, when you have 10 to 14 accounts, you get to the final end where Christine ended up. The PNC Bank for 100, the Amex for 50, the PNC for 50, the Chase for 20 grand, what we call cash credit, Visa cards, MasterCards, American Express cards. And then you also get auto vehicle financing without a personal guarantee and without a personal credit check here. We looked at a couple of these earlier, and some of these I haven't shown. 9,000 Amex. Here's one you haven't seen, $3,000 Amex. Here's a $20,000 no PG cash account. You can see these are all no PG. This is where you start to get here into this level. And then again, when you start to really build more trades, that's when you start to get up into the 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 levels as well. And here's some more approvals so you can check out some of these. So here's 12 grand. Here is 10 grand with Flagstar. Here's Chase for 22. Here's Citi for 15. Here's Chase for 10. Here's a 8,000 ink card, 7,000 I can never pronounce that right. 50,000 Amex card, 10,000 BOA, 24 Amex card, $50,000 Amex card. So these is what business credit looks like. A lot of what I've showed you is no personal guarantee. Some of the examples, they even tell you, look, I did provide a personal guarantee on this one to get started, to get my, and that's what's nice about business credit. If you're willing, if you have good credit, you're willing to provide a PG, you can. I don't recommend you do because inquiries are so valuable. The smarter way is to follow the steps to do it without the actual personal guarantee. That's where you're actually going to get the absolute best results. And here's Marlon. I was looking for a fast way to get money to grow my consumer credit business after failing to get approved for business in several banks. I discovered Credit Suite after getting initial vendor credit. I continued applying and getting all types of credit, not having over 100 business credit cards in my wallets, totaling over $1 million in total credit. I have fleet credit that I use for auto repairs and fuel. I have cash credit cards with most major banks, including Bank of America and Wells Fargo. I secured almost all this credit without a personal credit check and without a personal guarantee. And I've been able to get loans from many sources since, including PayPal and Cabbage with low rates and loan amounts over 100. You could see Marlon on a webinar and a picture he has on his Facebook page too. Marlon's like many of our clients. He's now on his third or fourth business because what's happened is his business primarily has exploded. He's put it on autopilot, and now he started other businesses. Christine, who I just showed you, is the same way. She's now building business credit for her second business. She got a $100,000 PNC card at one business and $50,000 PNC to fund another business. Very common. Thelma was the same way. She has multiple businesses now. So a lot of our clients end up going that road because once they learn they can fund their business quickly using business credit, it's very easy for them to come up with a concept and then fund the entire business. Now, of course, I have to tell you that these results aren't typical, right? It depends on what you do. I mean, you saw probably up to this point over 100 different people with approvals. But what it comes down to is you have to follow the steps. You have to apply. You're the one. You might not want $1 million of credit. You might not want to have that many credit cards you use. How many credit cards you're going to get depend on how many you apply for. It's based on the actions you take. You're the only one that limits how much credit you can get. It's only based on how much you actually apply for. So what I'd like to do now, I have some time, is I'd like to dive in and show you exactly how every single one of these, Marlon and Thelma and Christine, is when we talked about how they got their actual results, if that's cool. I still have time to go through it if you guys are willing. If so, just type in yes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you the exact system that they used to build business credit to get the success they had. And then I'm going to go in and through this process, show you a lot of the other stuff that I've talked about along the way, how you get the unsecured financing, how you come in and get the 411 listing done, how you get the high risk industry names. Okay, so let me kind of give you a walkthrough and show you exactly the system that we follow here with our clients. And if you made it here, we were in 1952. I don't know where we are now, but you might not be able to get back in because I think we probably broke the 2000 mark. Oh, they do let more than 2000 register. Huh, what do you know? Okay, so good to know. So this is called the Business Finance Suite. This is the system our clients use to be able to build business credit. And it's just cool because you'll get a walk through and see the exact process that our clients walk through to be able to actually build business credit. So what we basically do, the Finance Suite's just a step-by-step system. It's 7 steps, and that you go through to actually build corporate credit. And it walks you through the different tiers of credit, which we're going to see, because that's really important. So remember, we talked about the very first thing was building business credibility. Well, we break the Finance Suite down to sub-steps because you're a business owner, you're busy, and you might only have a few minutes to dedicate to the process. And so it's chunked down into simple little sub-steps that you can take. So then that way you can easily come through and do a little piece of this process at one time. Now, our Finance Suite is available in English and Spanish, and our advising team also is bilingual. So in one click, you can see I just changed the whole thing to Spanish and English. Maybe that applies to you if you ever ever decide to resell this, you do it white label, so you can even sell it to a Spanish market. And it's all basically a customized user experience for you. So if you already have a business, you simply type yes, enter the business name, and move on. But if you don't, then you click no, and you come in here and you can basically get a couple videos on setting up your business name. You can access Secretary of State records, and you can access that list I just talked to you about. So this is a list of all high-risk industries that we update in real time, and it tells you the different industries that are restricted or the businesses that are just high risk, harder to get money, and the ones that won't get money, which is cool. So financial services and pawn shops and healthcare are just a few of those type of industries. So these are little things like you're setting up a business name. You may never even think about setting up a name that does not reflect that you're in a high risk industry, right? Well, what's nice about the Finance Suite is even as a startup, we walk you through the exact process that you should go through to set up your business the right way to be lendable right from the bat. Now, if you're already an established business, you're going to go through this pretty quick. Like Thelma, for example, they were already established, but what happened was we quickly realized in 1.2, Step 1.2, that she had an address mismatch. Our team checked her records against Secretary of State. There's 3 different checks they do for your address to make sure it meets lending criteria. One of her checks failed. We fixed the failure, and she immediately got business loans. It was the only thing that was preventing her from getting loans. So again, if you already have these things, you fly through pretty quick. But it helps as a check to make sure that everything you've set up is actually done the right way. So we walk you through the business address, that's setting up your entity the right way, and getting your phone number listed with 411. So phone number listing, you can, if you want to get it listed with 411 and if you have a Finance Suite, you just simply say, yes, you do want it listed. You enter the number you want listed, and we pay for it for you. We physically pay for it. We use a service called List Yourself. List Yourself charges $360 a year. There are other services like Yext that charge $500 a year. This is so crucial to getting approved that we will not even let it be any risk of our clients not doing it. So we just pay for it for you because it's so important. So if you're not using the Finance Suite, you're not our client, you can go to List Yourself. It's about $400 a year, about $360, $30 a month. Or you can also use a service called Yext to do this as well. Again, we talked about this, your business license, your business bank account. Did you know you have a 3rd credit score? You have something called a bank rating, and your bank rating is what lenders look at to determine if you'll get approved for bank loans or not get approved for bank loans. So what happens here is we walk you through what you need to know, that the address information on your business bank account matches up, and we talk to you more about the 3rd type of credit you have, which is your bank rating, and teach you how to get a low 5 rating. If you don't have a low, middle, or high 5 bank rating, you'll not get a business loan. They use an SBSS score from FICO, and you have to have established business credit to be able to get approved with the bank loan. You also have to have a certain amount of money in your bank account, and you have to meet some other criteria, which we walk you that through, is if you need a merchant account, these type of things. So we set up that business credibility. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is get set up with the reporting agencies, right? We talked about this. And what's cool about the Finance Suite is that you can simply come in and do one check to see if you actually have a credit profile set up with them now. So do you have a DUNS number? No, I don't. I want to learn more. You can click and set up your DUNS number without paying Dun & Bradstreet thousands of dollars. In one click, you can do a free search with the Dun & Bradstreet and set up your DUNS number without spending thousands of dollars to do it. But you can also come in here and say, no, you don't. And you can go right to Search Experian to see if you have a business set up. So we pull this up right away where you just enter your company name. And then you enter the state that you're in. You don't even, this is what's scary. This is how easy it is to pull somebody's business credit report. And then it tells you whether or not you have trade lines or not, and whether or not they have a credit profile. If nothing would pull up here, you're good. They don't know you exist. And if something does, then you'll know. So you can come in and do this free search. You can see I have trade lines right here. And then you can see here, they're giving me options to buy your credit reports. This is the one I told you about that's $50. I'm going to show you a way to get this and D&B for $24. So you come in, you do this free search with the reporting agencies, and you're also going to see that we're actually teaching you how to read and navigate business credit reports in future steps as well. So you can do that free search right here to see if you have credit actually set up. And then I'm going to skip ahead here, but then in step 4, you can actually fix inaccuracies. So if you have any inaccuracies on your credit report, you just simply come in and say that you need to update your credit reports, and in one click with D&B, Equifax, and Experian, you could dispute your derogatory information. It's better to dispute commercial credit online. You never would do that with consumer credit. There's a million problems with that if you do. Okay, so we help you do that, and we also help you monitor your business credit, or excuse me, read your business credit reports. So you might be very foreign to commercial credit reports. Remember I showed you earlier some slides from business credit reports? Well, one of the things that was interesting if you paid attention was that creditor names are not even on commercial credit reports. They show categories instead of credit issuer names. So if you're going to dispute them and these type of things, you need to know how these work, because there's about 5 credit scores on commercial credit reports. They all mean something different. And then beyond that, they also are many differences. Like there's categories on commercial credit reports versus actual credit issuer names. So we're teaching you how to read each of the credit reports so you know what it's about. And then if you want to access credit monitoring, you can. You just saw how much Experian was. You're also going to see here that D&B is $159 a month. So if you got D&B and Experian, you can see here 159. It's about 200. It's about $210 a month. If you're using our system, you can come right in here to report dashboard, and actually through our nav integration, if I click that report dashboard, you pull up your Experian and D&B credit reports. It's cheaper than anywhere through our nav integration. So you can see here that we have Experian. Here's the score. Here's the actual accounts. On the commercial credit report, we can see all your accounts and your trade lines reporting. We can see all the public records on your business credit reports. Yes, this is Pixar's actual credit report because I can look at it because anybody can. Here's alerts, so it even tells you when things change. The same with Dun & Bradstreet. You can see your score. You can see factors that affect your score. You can see lawsuits and tax liens and Secretary of State records, all that on your commercial credit report. You can see all the accounts that report on your commercial credit reports here as well. And you can access your public filings, because here's what's important is you're about to learn when you build business credit, you need to have a certain amount of accounts to proceed from step to step. So you have to have business credit reports. Well, we just saw that going through them, it's $210 a month. If you're using our finance suite, it's $24 a month, literally. To everything I just showed you for Experian and D&B, it's only $24 a month to get everything you need without paying the $210. So it saves you about $2,200 a year, and that's something that we don't give to everybody, but I'll teach you as part of this webinar how we're doing that as well. So once you've come in and got set up here in step 2, the next thing we're going to do is start building business credit. And these are using vendor accounts, one of the way. We have more vendor accounts here than any other place you're ever going to find, okay? So, for example, here's Uline and Quill. They're a little uneven because I'm zoomed in. If I zoom out, they actually line up. Okay, so if I go to Quill, for example, here's what's important. So somebody emailed me yesterday and said, I give up building my business credit. I just applied for Quill. They're the easiest to get approved for, and I got denied. Well, I'll tell you why they got denied. It's right because of what we mentioned right here. So understand that I can show you every source we have here in the finance suite because these sources don't matter. What matter when it comes to building business credit is you have to know how many trade lines you have to get approved for an account. So with every source, we're telling you who they report to, and I'll tell you in a second why that's important. We're also coming in and teaching you and giving you the exact underwriting guidelines of exactly what it takes to get approved, to qualify, the exact steps to get approved. So what happens is we work with every credit issuer and we work with their underwriting departments to find out their exact underwriting criteria. To add one to our system takes 2 to 3 months because of the verification we go through. A lot of people call Quill and they say, well, Quill said this. I say, call back. Ask them the same question. They call back and they go, now Quill said this. Quill's not saying anything. You're talking to front end reps. They don't know what's going on. To get to the underwriters, they tell you what the underwriting guidelines actually are. So this makes it easy for you to get approved. So there's a few different ways we make sure you get approved. So I like to say we take years of business credit building and condense it to only months, and here's why. If you don't know which sources to apply for in which order, you're going to get denied. If you don't know these basics of what it takes to get approved, then the only way you get approved is by trial and error. You apply, you spend 10, 15 minutes, you wait, you find out you got denied, you apply for another one, you get denied, you apply for another one, you get approved, you apply for another one. It's just this whole process that takes people typically years to do because you don't know which sources to apply for. What we do is a few ways to avoid this. One, we list the underwriting guidelines for every source. Two, is this green or orange? I don't know. I want to know. I want somebody to tell me if this is green or orange. I'm colorblind. I'm sick of not knowing the answer to this. So please let me know if this is green or orange. So we color orange. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I finally know. I've never asked the question. Orange. Everybody says orange. It's perfect. Okay. So we put in orange things you can qualify for, and we put in gray things you can't. So we gray out what you can't qualify for. We list the underwriting guidelines for every source. We tell you how many trade lines you'll need to get approved for every single different level as you progress through. And we map out the tiers of credit to be able to get. So all of this combined gives you what you actually need to get approved. And in here, you're even able to access sources that will help you with websites, with SEO, with marketing. You're able to access a source that'll give you a $7,500 credit line and it's only $24 a month to be able to get credit, but they report a limit of $7,500, which is a huge advantage. Now, as you get those initial accounts, now we're coming into store credit, right? Wawa, Valrio, Ryder. Now, just so you know, just so you get an idea, in the last 30 days, all these three are new, these three are new, these three are new, this one is new. So in the last 30 days, we've already added 10 sources here, and you can see the difference, right? See how these are gray out? These mean you can't qualify. You don't have enough trade lines yet to get it. So this is how you condense years of business credit building to months. You're only applying for the accounts that you actually can get approved for instead of ones that you can't. And then again, for every single one of them, let's go to Wawa, I love Wawa. Which actually I'm going to Ryder. One of our clients just used this. This was a huge game changer for his business. With every single one, underwriting guidelines, who they report to, the exact steps to get approved. You can even apply right from here. And here's why this is important, because for example, this one here, I told you had to have so many trade lines to move to the right step, right? Well, I wasn't exactly accurate. They're actually called payment experiences. And a payment experience is the reporting of an account to a reporting agency. So you can see here, Ryder reports to D&B and 7-Eleven reports to D&B Experian. Why this matters? If you went to Ryder and got this account, you'd have one payment experience. If you went to 7-Eleven, you'd have two. So by showing you where they report to, you're able to systematically build credit with each of the reporting agencies, and you're able to build credit faster because you can get fewer accounts and have more payment experiences to blow up the credit profile faster. Hopefully that makes sense. Instead of getting this account, you're coming in and getting this account because this reports to two and gives you two trade lines, one with D&B and one Experian, which then helps you progress to the next step even faster. And again, I'm not going to keep scrolling because I could scroll for a long time. Staples, Amazon, Lowe's, Macy's, Budget, Wex Fleet Card, and on and on and on, right? So then as you progress and you get the next round of accounts, then you progress to even more credit, right? So now we're at Royal Farms and Sprinks, and all these are new, by the way. These three are brand new. Office Depot and Staples and Shell and Walmart and Amazon and Sears and BP and Chevron and Sunoco and Speedway, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, almost every major retailer that you can even think of is available here. And then we end up with auto vehicle financing, right? So here's Ally to get auto vehicle financing. Ford is in here. GM is in here. Here's fleet cards. Here's where we start to get to MasterCards. We start to get to fleet credit cards. We start to get to Visa credit cards, et cetera, et cetera. And then this step continues to go on. So there's a lot of accounts that don't report but still have value. AT&T, Ford, PayPal. Ford doesn't report, but they'll still give you $40,000 based on your business credit profile. So that's why I report it. PayPal offers loans. We help you with the credit lines, offers credit lines. We offer you this, Sprint, Best Buy, Apple, and so on and so on. Almost every major retailer is in here. And then we also help you through every aspect of getting financing as well. So you can come in here and see that we work with over 1,000 lenders, every legitimate funding program, so you never need to look for money. Now, when you build your business credit, you're not doing it alone. You're working with our advising team one-on-one. They'll call you 5 times the first 5 days. They're available through chat, phone, and email, and they will continuously call you and coach you through the program. They'll spend 30, 60 minutes with you on the phone, helping you through the actual process, answering every question you have. They help you not get stuck by preemptively calling you. And if you get stuck, they're quickly available through email, chat, or phone to get you quickly unstuck. Again, it's just how we take that years of business credit building to months. When it comes to financing, you have access to your own finance team, your own finance officers that go through all aspects of getting financing, your own processors that go through and process your actual loans. We work with the lenders. We do such high volume that we don't charge you a dime for funding, and we get their rates in terms lower because we do so much volume. So if you want equipment, you can get equipment financing or borrow against equipment you have. Here's that unsecured program we talked about. We work with that as well. You have a 680 FICO score. Our team helps you through this process. Look, even if you don't buy the finance suite from us, we can still help you with certain aspects of funding, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that as we progress through here too. And then you can also get revenue financing based on revenue. You can get term loans. We can help you get SBA loans. We can help you get collateral-based financing with 401k securities. If you have 401ks or stocks or account receivables or purchase orders and commercial real estate you want to purchase, we help you get private equity financing. We help you get house reseller financing if you want to flip homes. We help you borrow against commercial vehicles, get financing for commercial vehicles. If you're a real estate agent, we have book of business financing for you. We help you get inventory financing against your inventory and every legitimate kind of financing we get, and we graduate you. We'll help you get the financing you can get now. We coach you through the process to get to the next step, which is usually longer term loans, and then we coach you through the process of getting SBA as well. And I didn't talk about it a lot because I don't have a bunch of time, but if you did want to, then this whole system is completely white label. You could sell this to customers and make about $2,000 to $3,000 in profit per sale. And the finance suite has a whole back office for you. So you can come through here and you can go through partner training and you can learn everything here about selling business credit, right? Understanding business credit, everything you need to know about financing, how to sell the finance suite, present, sales scripts, everything you would need to actually come in and be successful offering business credit and financing as a customer is all available for you here. And in the Q&A, I'll probably dive into this more, but you can see all these resources that are available. Ebooks, guides, articles, emails, flyers, everything you could possibly need to be successful offering business credit. If you'd want to, you might not want to, but if you ever did want to, and you know anybody that owns a business that would be interested in getting business credit financing, all the stuff is white label. You're just basically entering your name, and it creates a primary or a secondary business for you to start business credit. I'll show you the business valuation later, but you can add clients for financing or business credit. You can manage them. You can add sales reps. There's sales rep training. All of that's available for you here as well. So here's a case study of one of our clients that came in to get $417,000 to pay off a tax lien. He had credit issues, no collateral. Several banks denied him. We got him multiple rounds of funding. He's secured over $1.5 million now. It's pretty cool. He paid off his tax lien. He was getting ready to close his location when he came to us. He opened up a second location. And then beyond that, he actually had a Senate run. He ran for Senate as an independent, which I thought was pretty cool. And so how do you go from closing your doors to getting $1.5 million? It's because we work with so many kinds of financing. We got him unsecured financing. We got him revenue lending. We got him term loans. We got him like 7 different kinds of loans because we work with all these different financing sources, which was pretty cool to help him there. So look, you're watching this because on your computer, your phone, your tablet, because you're probably looking for the easiest and fastest way to get money to grow the business. And you probably have already struggled to get money on your own, right? I mean, if you were here because it was easy for you, then you probably wouldn't be here. You're probably looking for the fastest and easiest way to get money when you need it and to get credit. So I don't know, working with this, maybe this is a good solution. Maybe the finance suite makes sense because you can get the business credit easily for your EIN that's not linked through your social through the top rating system. Look, they're the reason that if you ever look at our credibility, we're 5-star Trustpilot rating. We're at A+ with the BBB. We're not accredited. We've never paid them a dime. We've never had a complaint in over 3 years. We've never had a client complaint ever in the existence of our company. You know what it's like to help 15,000 people build business credit and not get complaints? It goes to show how effective our system is. And that's why we're the top rated system that's out there. And you're getting access to funding whenever you need it. So look, if you need a business loan today, where are you going to go? You can't go to your bank. You're going to go online. Well, what's the difference between Cabbage and On Deck? What's the difference between On Deck and LendCred? Well, you don't have to ever worry about that. If you need money, like a client I just heard before I started this webinar called and said, Doug, I need money again. He's right outside my wall, and he, boom, went to work immediately to get somebody a loan. So that way you can get access to funding to start and grow, get access to credit lines, loans, all the programs that are there for startups that you may not even know exist without having to look around to try to find it. You could do so both in English and Spanish as well. So if you're getting access to our technology, we've spent literally millions to develop what you've seen. It's mobile friendly, so you can use it on the fly on iPads, on iPhones, on any kind of mobile device. We help you meet the credibility requirements before you apply, set up your name correctly, get the EIN, set up your business credibly. We're getting you listed with 411 without paying the 360. We're getting your website, your email, you're getting licensing. We're going through all the compliance checks, your merchant account. I only touched upon some of the compliance check. Our finance suite with our advisors, we walk you through the whole process of making sure. And again, like I said, we even help you through. Just on the address alone, we do 3 checks, and we over 90% of people that come through fail one of those checks, which is why they're failing to get loans. So we help you through that whole process. Beyond that, we're getting you set up with all 3 reporting agencies, D&B, Equifax, and Experian. We're helping you get a free check to see if they know about you, getting your free DUNS number, which is upwards of $2,000, $1,500 conservatively, fixing reporting, any items with the business credit reporting agencies quickly through one click. You're getting the largest supply of starting vendors, ones you can use for SEO, ones you can use for marketing and marketing flyers and printers and computers and all the things you're going to need to fund the business anyways. And then even vendors where you can get things like phone services and $7,500 credit lines that you're just not going to find on your own. Why do we have these? We create them. Understand that the reason that we have so many vendors is that we recognized how short of a supply there were. So we got in the business of helping people report. We helped them report to Experian. We helped them report to D&B. We helped them report to Equifax. And then once they report, then we help them add them in here. I just had somebody literally 5 minutes before I jumped on her. The last email I checked was somebody that said, we are minutes away from getting approved for the final check of Experian, and we're adding them to our finance suite because we helped them through the process to report. Those are only for our clients. We don't teach about that in any other lessons out there. You'll hear me mention Quill and Uline and the same 3 or 4 that are out there, but we have a lot of them that nobody knows about because we help them get into the business to report, which is why the information is just not out there. You're getting the biggest access to store credit. Again, we've added 21 new sources to the finance suite in the last month and a half to give you an idea, and the underwriting guidelines. Again, you could know all the sources. If you don't know how many trade lines it takes to get approved in the underwriting guidelines, this is what takes people years and where we can help condense it to months. And you're getting the Visa cards, the MasterCards. So many people don't know how to get this. How do I get the Amex? How do I get the Visa? I got this far. How do I get it? They don't know the sources to go. The fleet credit, the auto vehicle financing without the personal credit check, without the personal guarantee. We're helping you get cash flow based on just on financing with, or cash flow financing based on revenue only with no consumer credit check. Asset-based financing, 1-2% interest rates. We have a credit line that a lot of our clients get. We've now got approved with them for $100,000, and the interest rate's literally 1% on the actual credit line, and you can get it with no credit check, which is ridiculous. I got $100,000 credit line, no credit check, and a lot of our clients get that. For example, the 0% up to $150,000 financing that we talked about as well. Private money, alternative SBA, venture capital, term loans, lines of credit. Some have credit checks, a lot of them don't have credit checks. Because we work with over 1,000 lenders, we're basically, and have the technology, we're able to basically cross-check your information against underwriting guidelines to determine all the sources that will approve you. And with our partner program, you're getting paid on offering business credit financing, and we give you everything you basically need to run your own business credit financing business. The training, the contracts, the sales script, the seminar, the 8-page website, press releases, PowerPoints, ebooks, 12 months of emails and social media posts, and 15+ videos and webinars. Every resource you need to run a business, we're giving you. It's like a franchise without paying a hefty franchise fee. And again, you're also getting articles in Spanish. All the marketing materials are also available in Spanish, and finance training and finance videos and flyers, and a Jumpstart program where we help close your initial sales for you, the ability to monitor clients and set up sales trips, and their training is already done. We've already done that for you if you want to build a sales team. And so again, some of you may just only want business credit financing. Some of you may want to offer it as a service. And again, this gives you the ability, if you know anybody that wants access to money that's a business owner, well, it gives you the ability to offer that in the equivalent of a franchise without paying the hefty franchise fee. So look, if this makes sense, again, you've got a couple options. We got a bunch of free information out there. You can go to our website, go to the top right of our page, click, get access to all kinds of free training. But again, What I haven't shown you here is the struggles. What happens when you get your DUNS number and it doesn't show up? What happens when Quill does deny you? Why did they deny you? What's your next step? How many trade lines do you need to get approved for Staples? What happens when you get denied with Walmart? What happens when everybody denies you? These are the type of things that you never have to worry about us, because you've got advisors that help you through the process. You've got finance officers that help you. The bottom line is, when you need money, you have access. We're there. And this is how all this technology and advising, we've taken something that even now the basic steps will take you years to do on your own. And we've just condensed it and simplified it into months using technology and using our team. It's how we've successfully helped 15,000 plus people and never had a client complain, because our clients get such ridiculous success and get it so quickly on. So look, if you want to get started and work with us as the other alternative, instead of doing it on your own, you want the faster path, the easiest path, well, then we've got a few different things you should probably know about. One is that our top plan with payments is pretty expensive. We're not the cheapest. It's $7,000 if you're going to our website. Now, this special discount's only valid for what I'm showing you here, and I'm going to keep it open to you guys through Friday. Okay, so if you go to the page I'm going to show you, you'll see there's a timer that counts down, and we kill that page. It goes down at the end of the day, Friday. So you've got a couple different options here. One, you can come in and get business credit loans, our core program. You get our finance suite, you can get business credit, you can get loans. You don't need to actually offer it as a service, and that gives you 7 payments of $497, or you get a big discount if you do one payment of $24.97. And again, this is, if you think about it, cheaper than doing it on your own. You're going to spend $2,500 a year on credit monitoring, spending $210 a month. It's only $280 with us. So you save $2,200 on credit monitoring alone, without the DUNS, without everything else to keep in mind. And then if you want our partner program, it's VIP. And we've also got an ultimate program we could talk to you about more too, where we set everything up for you. And our VIP program is 7 payments of $597 or 1 payment of $34.97. Now, if the payments aren't affordable, if that doesn't make sense to you, no worries. I'll show you exactly what you need to know in just a second. I'll give you a way and talk to you about a path where we'll work with you on this. So if the payments aren't affordable, you say, man, I can't do $500, I can do $300, or then work with our team. Our team will work with you on payments. Money shouldn't be a barrier to getting started with us. It's cheaper, for one, to work with us than do it on your own. And for two, we'll work with you on affordability to make sure this makes sense. It's just a matter of if this is something that you want access to. Now, keep in mind, it's typically going to take you on average 18 to 24 months to do this on your own. With us, our clients are doing it in 6 months. Okay, if you look at Thelma, if you look at Christine, well, let's look at Christine as an example. Christine spent 1.5 years trying to build her business credit before she came to us. She paid 3 other companies before she found us, and she got all the results that she got within 6 months of starting with us. And that goes to show, if you're trying to do this on your own, it's going to take you up to 2 years. So it just depends. If you don't mind spending the time, well, then that's how long it's going to take you to do it on your own. So the question is how much can that extra 18 months with limited to no money cost you? You know, if you got all the money you needed to fund your business today versus waiting a year and a half to do it, how much more money could that business make you in the year and a half to 2 years? Just something to at least think about. And you'll be paying thousands more. You got to get credit monitoring. You got to get your DUNS. You got to get your 411. I didn't even talk to you about business valuation, which I'll talk to you about. So again, it's more expensive to do it on your own because of the things you'll have to pay for out of pocket that we either give you at a hefty discount or we pay for actually for you. So if this makes sense, we'll customize a payment plan for you. We work with services like Fundbox Pay to also provide an affordable payment option. We work with PayPal. We work with Fundbox Pay. If you've never heard of Fundbox Pay, it's because we're one of the preliminary people in on a beta program where they'll let you do payments that are ridiculously low through Fundbox Pay. So we even have sources that can help you fund your initial enrollment as well. And we can also help you secure business financing to enroll. It's kind of what we do. So we can even help you if you qualify for loans or credit lines now, then you still want to get in touch with us because we can help you actually get financing to get started with us as well. So like I said, money's not an issue. We'll work with you on payments. We have plenty of sources if you don't want to finance through us that will get you financing with ridiculously low rates and payments. And we can even help you get loans and credit lines to even pay to get enrolled if it makes sense. And it's risk-free. If everything I've showed you, if you don't get access to everything with you're getting access to everything with your first payment. So even if you're making payments, then it shifts the risk to us because look, we'll let you pay over 7 to 9 months because we know you're going to love it. And you know what? If you don't love it, you know what happens? Well, we just give you your money back. And I'll talk to you about that in a second as well. So if you go to creditsuite.com/webinar, then you'll be able to easily get started from there. And I'll show you really quick exactly what that looks like. So if you go to creditsuite.com/webinar, we do not mess around. This is the time you have to take advantage of the special and bonuses. And if you don't, that's cool. No big deal. You can come in with us anytime. You just don't get the bonuses and you pay the retail price. When the timer clicks down, my web guide takes down the page and you get an offer expired page. You can see right here the core options to build business credit get financing, the VIP options to offer both as a service. You can see the discount. You're getting about, I don't know, it's like a 20% discount here. And we don't discount. Just so you guys know, there's nothing like this that exists outside of our company. So we don't discount. We do sales once or twice a year. We do a discount or a sale, and that's it. Beyond a webinar, because we don't need to. We don't need to discount our product because it's the superior product that's out there, and we don't have clients that ever come in and say it's not worth what they pay. So, but you are getting a special opportunity to come in and save the $500, and we've got these bonuses here, which you can see. You can even click here to see what you're going to get, but you don't really need to because I'm actually showing you all of that right now. Okay, and once you complete your order, and on that page I just showed you, if you come in, you basically choose buy it now. Then what happens is you then come to an option here where you can choose one pay or monthly payments, and then you just choose and you check out. It's that simple. Okay, and I wanted to walk you through to show you what the process actually looks for. But again, there's some powerful bonuses as well. We're going to give you an initial phone call with our advisor team for 30 minutes to answer every question that you may preliminarily have. We're going to give you the credit monitoring with Dun & Bradstreet and Experian for the $24 a month. And for the we're not going to pay this for you, but we're going to discount it to $24 a month. We're giving you a free business valuation full, so you'll know exactly how much your business is worth for $997 value, and you're not having to pay for that. And just so you know, here's what that looks like. This is what it looks like in real time, anytime you want, through our Biz Equity integration, which if you didn't see, you can actually come right through here. If you come into business valuation, at any time, you can type in numbers that they're asking for, and you'll see this calculate in real time to see exactly how much your business is worth. Do you know how much your business is worth right now? With our finance suite, you immediately know. Anytime you want to, you enter the basic details of your business and you come in here and you immediately in real time can calculate how much your business is worth. Now, as a bonus, when you get to the end step here, they have a 29-page report that details how much your business is worth, how much it's worth compared to others in your industry, KPIs you need to focus on to get it to be worth more. It's a $600 that we charge. It's about $2,000 if you go somewhere else. That's coming as free as part of this as well as a bonus. And I'm giving you a ready published book. Remember, I told you if you go to Amazon and type in Ty Crandall or business credit, you see that the books pull up. You're going to get that. You're going to get a free ready to publish so you can be a published author. In business, if you're a published author, you get more credibility. So we're going to give you access to your own book that you can add a bio, add your title, and be an author overnight. So again, that's about $4,000 worth of bonuses you're getting. And of course, we always comes with an unconditional guarantee. If you don't think it's worth every penny of what you paid, or that you have or will be able to make many times what you spent on our partner program, 30 days, we give you 100% of your money back. Guys, you have to understand, this is a process to build business credit. You're either committed or you're not. If you're not, here's your money back. Have a nice day. We do not want to work with people that are not serious about getting credit and financing. If you're serious, we will work hand in hand, concierge service, and help you get the fastest results you'd ever even thought was imaginable with business credit. But if you get into it and don't like it, you buy it, you don't like the finance suite, you don't like the advisors, you don't like any part of it, we give you the money back. Boom, boom, here you go. Here's your money back. We don't need it. We don't want it. We want to work with people that want to be here, that want to get results, and people that fight us are not worth keeping in our program. So bottom line is 30 days, check it out. Work with our advisors, get your questions answered, test the finance suite out, test the partner program out, talk to people to see if you can sell it. And if you don't want it back, you say, oh, this wasn't for me, then we give you 100% of your money back. Again, another reason we don't have complaints, right? Because people that don't want to be here, we immediately give refunds to with no issue. It's just, we're not going to fight you on it. If you don't want to be here, we're not going to fight you on it. So we're going to give you the money back. But again, very few people do we ever have to give the money back to. But anybody that really isn't committed to the process, you're going to get the money back. So to recap, you're getting your own finance suite, 24/7 access, concierge, business advisor, business credit building support, free DUNS number, done DMB activation, credit Experian and Equifax credit activation as well. I didn't show you this, but that smart business highlights I showed you, you can get that as well without paying them for it. The largest supply of starter vendors and revolving credit. You're getting access to the 100,000, 50 and unsecured credit. If you don't have good credit, we'll recommend you to people that can even help. Finance officer support, free 411 listing worth nearly $400. Hard to find cash credit sources. You're going to be able to dispute inaccuracies with all 3 reporting agencies, get fleet credit without a personal guarantee, auto vehicle financing in your business name, credit monitoring for only $24 a month with DMB Experian, cash flow based financing starting at 2% interest rates as well. With our partner program, you're getting everything you need to be successful. Again, it really is the equivalent of you getting basically a business credit franchise without paying for it. Think about it. Everything. A whole back office, the ability to manage your sales team, all the marketing materials, website setup, everything but it's insane. It's ridiculous. You're able to get that for well less than $4 grand, $3,500, whereas any franchise you look into would be 25 grand. So here's the point of this. Do you know anybody that owns a business that may be interested in business credit financing, what I just showed you? Well, we even help you sign those people up. We help you close those people. If you have a big database, you can get in touch with us. We'll even do this kind of webinar for your database, and we'll just pay you a bunch of affiliate commissions without even being a partner if you want to do that as well. The bottom line is that if you know even 2 people that own businesses that would be interested, you pay for your own enrollment and make a profit. Depending on what you sell it for, you can do that with even 1 sale. So if you know 1 or 2 people that own a business that may be interested in getting business credit financing, then it probably makes sense because we're giving you a whole business in a box, basically franchise, without you actually having to pay for it. And then of course you're getting those bonuses. First 30-minute coaching call with our team. You're getting the credit monitoring for the $24 a month, the business valuation, the full 29-page report, and you're also getting the ready to publish book, all of which are worth about $4 grand. And of course you get our guaranteed. If for any reason this isn't for you, you don't like it, then we give you 100% of your money back. It really is that simple. So I don't expect you just to buy because you saw me here. Call us, talk to our team. You know, I have at least one of my guys that's hung out with me here in the office to answer your phone calls. Okay. If they're not available, it's because, as you can imagine, you just saw a quick snapshot. We've got, I don't know how many people are here, but regardless, it's a lot of people. We have over 2,000 people that registered. Over 1,000 have come and gone into the webinar. I don't know what the attendees are now, but it's many hundreds. And in doing so, if you call in, understand, guys, that we could be busy. If you leave a voicemail, our guys will get back to you quickly. It's first come, first serve. So they'll get back to you early on the next day. You can also send us an email. We can set up a time with you. We can answer any questions you have. I'm going to stay around right now to answer all of the questions that were asked. But again, if you come in, you've stayed through the event, then we're going to make sure you get a playback. I've shown you access to get the bonuses as well. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to give us a call or email. I'm going to answer your questions here as well. And talk to our team. Even if I'm not answering your question fast enough, ring our number. You probably could have at least somebody pick up, because I know Steve is on the other side of my wall right now here for you. So let's go in and let me get to any questions that I haven't had a chance. If you have questions, let's go ahead and get those answered. So how fast can I start to get results? You can get vendor credit nearly immediately, meaning that as soon as you enroll, what happens is we walk you through and help you get the initial tier of business credit building immediately. We just make sure that the business is set up credibly. And then right here, we start getting you credit. So it's very practical to get credit within days or weeks, days or a week. Depends on how fast we help you get through the credibility step. How easily can I get $10,000 limits? I'm looking at my board right now. 40,000 Best Buy, Fleet Card for 40, Ford for 40, Dell for 40, Wex for 25. You're typically going to get $10,000 limits in about 60 to 90 days, but it also depends on how much credit you use. So you really don't want to just come in here and get credit, not use it. how fast you use the credit is really going to determine, how quickly you're going to be able. So if you come in and get Amazon and you're using Amazon, then it reports that way. And then that's what actually comes in and gets you higher limit accounts pretty quickly. So if you're getting credit using it, we see a lot of clients in 60 to 90 days get to that $10,000 level. Can this be used for the real estate industry? Yes. Real estate is one of the top industries that we help because it's high risk. You can't get loans and credit lines. As a matter of fact, if you looked at, if you go to our Facebook page, you'll see that we were just at Renatus. Renatus is the biggest real estate training in the country. There was 1,300 people at their event. We were the only vendor, guys. We're the only ones that are even allowed to have a presence there because we've contributed so much value to help them. So we're very big on helping you get real financing for real estate business credit and financing to help you in that industry. Why does D&B charge so much for their DUNS and credit profile setup? I don't know why they charge as much as they do. But I can tell you that it's expensive. You're going to spend nearly as much with them just to add some accounts you already have to your D&B credit profile with no help of getting other real credit you want, then you're going to spend to basically enroll with us. It's about the same price. So I don't know, though. I can't account for why they charge what they charge. Where do I go to find the best loans that may work for me? You can look online. If you're not working with us, there's a lot of places you can look online. The hardest thing is a lot of lenders don't put the requirements for approval on their actual on the actual website. So I actually just did a YouTube video today on that can help you. But that's kind of the nice thing about having access to all the to be able to access all the financing in one place is you don't have to actually look for that. So let me see here. Whoever has questions, what about if you are just starting a business? Yes, everything I showed you for business credit building works for startups. You can also get unsecured financing as a startup as well. What can I do with my 11-year-old S Corp that I'm about to reinstate? You're fine as long as you can reinstate it or start new. It doesn't matter. And you're saying I left off with an 85 paydex. Remember, all an 85 paydex means is that you paid your bills as agreed. It's the number of trade lines you have that matter. But again, you can definitely use that. You just want to go to your Secretary of State so you can actually get with them. And you can actually pay them whatever's needed to be paid to reinstate. Sometimes it's cheaper to start a new business than reinstate, but you're going to have to know that, and you only know by actually checking with them. Will the webinar recording be available? Yes, if you attended the webinar through in its entirety, we will send you a replay probably as soon as tomorrow. Genius, I appreciate that. The phone line dropped me off. Welcome back. Anyway, to get help with, I know you had some video and audio issues here. I'd love to see the sample story. Yes, I'm pretty sure I will be able to get that set up to you if you attended this webinar here as a follow-up as well. Can we get the presentations via email? We don't deliver the PowerPoint presentation to somebody unless you're a partner. And we don't do that to be mean, like you have to be a partner to be able to get it. It's just that you have to understand our partners have access to all these resources. And so in doing so, we can't just give it to everybody because they're paying to be partners to access, for example, the PowerPoints. So if you were to come in here as a partner and go to marketing seminars, you'll see this exact presentation is available right here for our partners. So we just don't give away resources that our partners are paying to get. It's not fair to them. But yes, as a partner, that is actually available right there. Estimate on when telling us about this and showing us what happens. Okay, so we got that. Discrepancies on personal credit or business credit. A business credit we can help you with, but if you have consumer credit issues, we could recommend you to a company. We are not a company to actually come in and offer consumer credit. It's just not what we actually do. Would it be wise to use a company like LifeLock to monitor your business credit? You don't need to. You can do that if you want, although I don't even know if LifeLock has a business credit monitoring service, but I do recommend that you enroll for credit monitoring and get regular credit reports. Like you can see here that we actually have alerts that notify you of when things change. So yeah, what you really want to do is get involved with the reporting agency that gives you access to alerts like you see. And then in doing so, you're able to come in and know when things change. That's probably better. I'd get with DMV, Experian, and Equifax. And again, if you're a client, you're actually getting email alert notifications of when things change as well. And that's a 680 score, 680 to get unsecured financing. Remember, business credit has no score requirements. I have Quill, but not sure if they report. You can call them and ask. If you're a client, then we help you through that process as well. And let me see, PNC not available in New York. I'm sorry to hear that, but Maria, that's cool. Don't worry about it. We work with a lot of sources beyond PNC, like American Express, Chase, that can give you those credit lines as well. You said get business line, but I saw Sprint on the list of accounts. So is Sprint cell phone reports, but the business line is for 411. You need a phone number listed with 411, and it can't be a cell phone. It's got to be a regular loan, a regular phone line. You never want to use your cell phone as listed with 411 because a cell phone would get you denied, and Sprint doesn't report. Sprint will give you credit based on business credit quality, but they don't actually report the credit, just so you actually know that. So they don't actually report. Again, that's the nice thing about building business credit with us, is that we're telling you where they all report to. So for example, if it's Sprint, I don't know where Sprint is. I'm going to take a random shot here, and maybe I'll find out, maybe I won't. I don't know. But if I come in here, for example, and I see Sprint, which would probably be under non-reported, they might not be here, then you can see all these credit issuers, and you can see who they report to or that they don't report. And so that helps you a large part of the way, for example. So here's Sprint right there. So we tell you, and then we also tell you exactly the underwriting requirements to get approved for Sprint without the personal guarantee and without the actual personal credit check. So it's pretty simple. Establish business credit history. Once you've done this, you get approved, and you don't need a personal guarantee, which is pretty cool. So that's what's nice is, and this is real time, right? I don't even know where Sprint was. I took a shot because I don't think they report, but you can get the requirements you need to get approved using your business credit with Sprint without the personal guarantee. And I did explain what the virtual address was. If you still have a question on that, let me know. Can you use your business credit to purchase a home? If yes, well, you're not really going to be able to purchase a home. You could theoretically get Visa cards, MasterCard. The reason for that is that title companies won't let you use credit to purchase. It's not consumer or commercial credit. They won't let you use it to purchase real estate. So because of that, you'd have to use physical cash. It is possible to get cash credit cards and take the cash out to get them. So there is a way around it, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend first getting your income in line and getting your credit fixed. That's an easier path to actually getting a home, and using your commercial credit, commercial funds to buy a consumer or a personal home could obviously be problematic. Can you list more than 3 vendors? I just walked through and showed you a bunch of the ones we actually use. So we actually walked through a lot of those. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully you saw those. And then yes, but Wells Fargo, Granger, Uline, Quill, those are the ones I recommend to get started. And then, like I talked about, we have a lot of exclusive accounts for our clients just because we've helped build those. We've helped those companies get the ability to actually report. Missed some stuff? Yes, welcome back. And again, you attended throughout, you're going to get the replay. I want to start a restaurant. Congratulations. I like that. I have all my license EIN done, but no website and email. But the physical address is my office for the corporation, not a restaurant. Also, do I need to change everything? That address? Everything needs to be congruent. So if that's the address you're using with the Secretary of State, your DUNS, everything, it should be the address you use for everything. So whatever address you choose, even if it's not the physical restaurant address, make sure it's the same on every single thing that you actually do. That's important. And everybody's telling me orange, which I really appreciate that. Let me see here. Is PayPal the only payout system available? No, we for us, we actually use Visa, MasterCard, American Express, any of those. We process payments through PayPal, Fundbox Pay, etc. As well. Hopefully that answers that question. It might be something different. How long does it take to get unsecured financing? 3 weeks to get the unsecured financing that we talked about right here under the Finance My Business. That takes about you can get approved. Well, and you can get pre-approved with no inquiry on your credit report within about 24 hours. Same day, even in a lot of cases, depending on what time you call. And then beyond that, you can also come in and get the actual card, the credit lines physically delivered in about 3 weeks or less. A lot of our funding is available usually even within a week that you can get. We've got other credit lines you can access in as short a time as a week. I've already started getting up actually in as short a time within 48 hours. So the credit line that has no credit check, we can get you in about 48 hours. I've already started setting up my DUNS through another company because I had no idea what the heck I was was doing. I'm too late to do things the right way as far as I can see through D&B. I simply have a blank profile. Well, we can still help you with that. A lot of people start this process and get stuck, right? Because we put so much free information out there. They're like, dude, you make it look simple, which I do a bad job because I make it look simple. And then they get stuck and come in. So yeah, we can still easily help you. What we do is go back through, fix things from the beginning to make sure you're set up the right way. Thelma's a perfect example. A lot of our clients are like this. They're like, oh, I get denied a loan or a credit line. Well, we find out in step one why we fix it, and you're able to then start to get out there. And Christine was the same way. 3 companies, tried on her own, a year and a half, and then she got involved with us, and within 6 months went all the way to $100,000 plus credit line. So yeah, we can definitely help you. We help a lot of clients that are actually to that point. Am I a business loan broker now? Can I still join the partner program? Well, if you are a business loan broker now, you absolutely can. And if that's the case, then I would continue to broker the loans that you know how to place on your own. And the ones that you can't place, well, then let us help you with those. That way you can maximize your money. That's what I would suggest. And why become a direct lender? You're not, because we handle the financing for you. So you're not actually touching the finance products. Why that's important is that's why you're not required to have licenses in a lot of the states that we have to have licenses, right? There's all kinds of requirements, guys. We have to have coverage in a lot of the states across the United States and pay, like, I don't know, tons of money to have the ability to do loans in a lot of states. You don't need that because you're not directly touching the loan products as a partner. So that gives us the ability for you to be able to offer it without actually having to have the licensing that you would need to do it. And what's the commission range on a loan? 3 to 4% is typical payout on a normal loan that we have, but some of them are cheaper, right? SBA pays like 1% or 2%. We just split it with you. It's that simple. It's 50-50 split. Whatever we make, you bring the lead in, we do all the work to place the deal, and we just cut whatever the commission is. We split usually 50-50, 3 to 4 percentage points typically on our main products. So that means if you're offering loans through us, you get paid that much. And what's nice about our partner program is that you don't have to sell the finance suite. You could either sell the finance suite and get commission there and get commission on the funding as well. And that's through an executive program. So if you pay like $99 a month as a partner, then you get a bunch of extra access to things like sales training and a bunch of extra executive resources. You get the ability to get paid on funding, et cetera, et cetera. And with that, again, we're basically splitting the fees of whatever we make is what you're actually getting paid. And you can bring customers in for funding without even selling them anything first. What do we do if we need help with financing to get started? Just call us right here. Here's our number. Here's our email. You might call and get Steve right here. Steve hung out with me here tonight, well, as a lot of our other guys are gone. And some of our West Coast guys are available too. That's why I did this at 5. Usually I do this at 8 o'clock Eastern, but then all my team's gone. At least now some of my West Coast guys are still here, and Steve is here as well. So just give us a ring, 877-600-2487, info@creditsuite.com. Don't get frustrated if nobody answers. It's kind of late here. It's like 7 o'clock. So just leave a voicemail or send an email, and our team will get back with you right away, and we'll talk to you about a bunch of different options you have to finance. You can finance through us. We can get you money, even possibly through PayPal or Square if you use them. Our Fundbox Pro credit line, we can get you credit to be able to do that, get financing for our program using Fundbox, which is like less than $300 a month. It's like less than $200 a month. So we've got a bunch of different options we can help you with there. Even if we can't get you any of those and we have to finance, we can still work with you to make sure payments are affordable. So what do you offer for businesses that cannot afford the 7 payments of $500? I think I just talked about that. What we do is we have a bunch of options. We can get you financing sometimes through PayPal or Square. We have a Fundbox account that we're in beta with them, where they get you financing based on your revenue, or we'll work with you on payments that are more affordable. We even have some packages we don't have on our website that are much more affordable that we don't promote, that are in a beta level right now. So like I said, absolutely do not get started because money is an issue. You have to communicate with us. We'll tell you what we can do and what we can't do, but we have to dive in to check out what all of your options are, and then you'll at least know every option that you have. So if it's something that makes sense to you, well, then let us know, because we want to help you with all the different options and access that we have to be able to get you financing. My business is not able to pay But right now, no big deal. Jennifer, don't let that be a barrier. Just get in touch with us, and we have a lot of options that may work for you. Yes, we will give you the same discount on Ultimate, Tony. I just break this webinar down to Core and VIP to simplify. We don't discount Ultimate because there's so much work on our part to set it up. You get with our Ultimate program, which if you go to our normal pricing page, you would see it's not available on the webinar checkout page. But if you went to our normal pricing page on our actual website and looked at that, then where am I at here? Get rid of that, and then webinar special. Then the Ultimate program will give you the same discount here that we give, and we don't usually discount our Ultimate. You probably already know that. If you've even tried, our team shut you down because we just don't do that. Because Ultimate, we basically set all the stuff up for you. We set up your emails, we set up your flyers, you get access to our system where you clone our entire system. So literally, we take all of our auto email campaigns, our websites, our forms, we duplicate it all and just give it to you. It's insane, the Ultimate program. So we literally set up your PowerPoints, we set up your press releases, we set up your website, we integrate your website with your own CRM, and then your own CRM is a clone of ours. So you get all of our emails built, all of our logic. When people click on your email, they're assigned points. When they get so many points, the points trigger sales presentations and notify your sales team. That comes with Ultimate. That's for really big players that are serious about offering business credit financing. And if that's you, no worries. Then just let us know that you were attended this webinar, and our team will maybe come to me because nobody has the authority to discount Ultimate, but I will let our team know that they'll give you that same discount and same bonuses, even if you're coming and getting in on the Ultimate program. Tony, great question. How do we apply for financing to pay for the service? Again, I just kind of talked through that. Great question. A bunch of people offered it. Are multiple accounts needed if I have more than one business? No. They're not. If I think I understand what you're asking. Ty, just started my business and I have $100 to my name right now. Can I get started with the special price? I'm super excited. Yeah, what $100, if that's what you have, this probably isn't going to work for you. Not just because our program won't, but because, to buy at Quill and to buy at Uline and to buy at Granger, you're going to have to spend 30, 40, 50 bucks at these vendors as you're initially buying stuff to get reported. So $100, you probably want to generate a little bit more money from that, if I'm reading that, to be able to make it work. But we do have programs that we could work out something lower for you payment wise. Just make sure that you reach out to us and give us a call, send us an email, and then what we'll do is we'll get in touch with you and we'll talk to you about what we can do. Do you offer a discount if I already have business credit and have an established business for over 8 years? The established business for over 8 years can be more of a problem than actually good when it comes to business credit building, especially if a lot of things out there are done incorrectly. And we may, but it would depend on how much business credit you have built. The very first thing we're going to do is check your reports to see how many trade lines you have. A lot of people say, look, I want a discount because I've started to build my business credit, and then they have no trade lines and all they have is a DUNS. Well, that's not even the first 2% of the process. So yeah, I mean, if you have like 10 accounts reporting, things like that, we do that. We absolutely. But if you don't have a bunch of trade lines reporting, then it might not make sense. Give us a call. We'll give you a free credit safe credit report if you call, guys. A free credit safe credit report to see what's on your business credit reports now. We'll pull it and even give it to you. There's our number and there's our email on the slide. And again, if you have well enough established business credit, absolutely, because we don't have to do as much work, but it's going to depend on how many trade lines you actually have. I'm interested in the Ultimate package. We won't give the 20% off, but we will do the $500 discount on Ultimate. And then we also will give you the bonuses. And again, we'll work with you on payments on that as well. How can I get a copy of this webinar? If you've stayed through its entirety, we will send you a replay probably as soon as tomorrow. Are you guys flexible on the payment? We've talked about that. Yes, we absolutely are. But I can't afford. That's no problem. We will work with you. And Kay, you have a big network. So let's talk about some options here. Guys, we do this webinar in a JV setting. What that means, and this is very applicable to all of you, if you have a pretty big database, 10,000, 20,000 people, and you have some experience emailing your database, like they're used to getting emails from you, then give us a call or send us an email. We can do this webinar for your audience, and then you'll make a ton of money in commissions, and that would be more than enough to actually pay you for this. So you have a bunch of options with us, right? You can enroll to get business credit and financing. We'll work with you on all different kind of payment arrangements. You can enroll to be a partner and sell it yourself. You can be an affiliate and just refer customers, or we'll even do JV webinars for you. And if you have a big enough database, then it could be very profitable. The last one we did 2 weeks ago, I saw the check. The JV, his first payment was $9,000. That was his first payment, was $9,000, right? Because nobody's seen anything like this before. It's completely unique. We're the only ones that have it. So we make a lot of sales when we do a webinar. So I'm not saying you're going to make that. I don't know how big your database is. He emails his database all the time, and his customers will pay payments, and he'll get many payments beyond. So I tell you this because if you have a pretty big network, you have an option. Enroll as a partner. Will work with you on payments, or even say, hey man, Ty said I could come in as a JV. I have experience. I email my database. Here's how big my database is. Then we'll put you with our Jim on our team who handles that, and we can even do and schedule a JV webinar for you. And then again, I will be doing exactly the same presentation for your audience, and then you get paid commissions on that. So I think you have a few different options to go with, Kay. Just let us know. Do I want to get loans to trade the stock market? Yeah, sure, absolutely. The nice thing about business credit is that there's no restrictions on industry, and we can also help you set up your business the right way so you can get approved for loans and credit lines where industry isn't as much of a restriction. How about the LLC? Do you help with that? Yep. As you can see in our finance suite, what we do is we help you come in and get, I'm going to take that off here. We help you come in and actually through that process of even setting up your entity. So we help you in step one, understand the different entities. And we also help you with all aspects of coming in and setting up those entities in step one. How much do you have to use to get the higher amounts? You know, it's not that you have to use a lot, but it's the fact that you have to use them. Right? So commercial credit reports show how much you're using. And if you're spending less than $100, then again, this is a really good question and a really good point. Everybody messes this up so badly because what happens is you can't think of this credit as a means to an end, that you need Amazon to get to Visa, right? It's not that way at all. What you have to realize and think about is what kind of business are you building? And what do you need? Do you need $20,000 to get your business off the ground? Perfect. Break down, what do you need the 20 for? Well, I need the 5 for computers. I need 5 for furniture. I need 5 for supplies. I need 5 for marketing. Well, you don't need $20,000. What you need is you need $5,000 at Amazon, right? You need $5,000 here to be able to get, to be able to get the furniture. You need $5,000 at Staples to be able to come in and get the office supply. So when you look at this, business credit helps you get almost everything you need. You need marketing. We've got SEO vendors that do SEO. We've got vendors that do actual website stuff, marketing, website design. We've got vendors where you could buy marketing flyers and get printing services done. So what you have to think about is, what do you need the money for? I need 20 grand to start my business. No, you don't. What do you need the 20 grand for? I need 5 grand for office supplies. I need 5 grand for computers. Well, then when you break it down, you'll realize the physical cash you need is much less. You can get most of the credit you need in 60 to 90 days and use the rest to get the cash. So, but yeah, and then if you think of it like that, then you're using the credit at a higher level. And the more you're using the credit, then the higher amount shows on your credit report that you're using, and the faster you progress to higher limits. But there is no set rule of how much you have to use to get higher limits. Just think about it. If you have 10 accounts and every one of them you spent less than $100, well, then why would somebody give you $50,000 if you're not even spending $100? So you've got to get credit you're going to use. The reason somebody like Christine has all this credit is because, for example, she owns a transportation business. So because if we look at her business and we look at the credit she's using, what we're seeing is that, and Christine and I are just very close, which is why I use her as an example. So we're seeing that fleet credit, Shell credit card, this means a lot to her because she spends tons of money. She needs this and she spends the money. So because she spends the money, credit issuers see that she's spending the money, and that's what gets her higher and higher limits. What is the process to liquidate the cash cards, and are there ridiculous interest rates? No, there's not, and I don't know the process, and I'm not trying to hold back from you. I don't know. What happens in the liquidation of the cards is that We work with multiple finance sources that offer this program, and then they have their own system to help you liquidate the cards. From my understanding, there's 2 to 3 different ways they do it, but I'm not really sure. I've never actually asked them their exact process to liquidate because I guess we've never had a client come back and have a problem with it. So I just kind of always assumed that they have a good system, and I just didn't really think that that would be something that I should ask them. So I don't really know the process that they do use, to be honest with you. For Amazon, is that the Amazon Chase card or is it the credit card that can be used on their site? It's both. We have access to both, where the Amazon, the actual cash credit card and the actual Amazon store credit card as well. Is this for me if I'm wanting to start a business and haven't established a website and other requirements? It will help you through the entire process of that. But the money is obviously more of an issue for somebody that hasn't started. So it comes down to affordability. If it's affordable, and we can work with you on that, then yeah, because we help you in step 1 through every aspect of setting up your business. So that alone can save you a ton of time because we help you set up your business the right way to become lendable much quicker than you do this on your own. I have personal credit scores of 680, 700, need business financing very soon, but don't want to PG. What are my options for funding in 30 days or less? Well, the 680 to 700, you have to understand, guys, this is where it gets confusing. Why would anybody give you money without a personal guarantee? Why? They give it to you because you have a deep enough business credit profile and score to prove that you don't need it. But if you have no business credit profile and score, what else do you have why somebody would lend you money without a PG? The answer is collateral. So maybe you have a 401k, maybe you have stocks, maybe you have account receivables. If you have assets, you could get away from getting money without a personal guarantee. If you have established business credit, you could get the money without the personal guarantee. If you have none of that, nobody is going to want to give you money without a PG unless you have collateral business credit. In that case, we can still get you the cards with the unsecured to get you the money you need as a startup and get it quick. And then you can use that to start building your business credit and quickly get away from the no personal guarantee financing. But to answer your question in short, you'd have to have collateral or you'd have to have a business credit established to do that. I'm not started my business yet, but I've planned over 3 years. Can I get started? Sure. And that's the thing, is that most people haven't started their business because having the money to get it off the ground is an issue. And that's where we can help you get going. Do you have a referral for consumer credit repair? You can call in and talk to our team and they'll get you with somebody. We have a bunch of our clients and partners are in credit repair and we can refer you to one of them. I have a 4-year-old inactive Wyoming Corp, but I live in Texas. Would it be better to start? In my opinion, I would start a business in your home state because it doesn't make sense to business lenders that you own a business in a different state, to be honest with you. I'd like to sign up. Where do I go to do so? creditsuite.com/webinar. If you go there, that's where you can actually enroll. And if you have questions beyond what I'm able to answer, maybe you don't want to do it in a public forum, give us a call, send us an email. Look, I don't expect just because you heard this that you're going to give us thousands of dollars, right? The first thing I would do is I would make sure we're even legitimate. And so you can start on our website. You can go right on our website, which I would research any single company before you buy from anybody. You can go to credibility and you can learn a lot more about us just from our credibility page. You can see right here our Trustpilot rankings and reviews, and you can see when you look at Trustpilot that you can see how recent they are. You can see the stars. We don't give us 4 stars, you give us 5. People write whole paragraphs about the experience they have. I mean, you guys can see this is not fake stuff, right? I mean, this is the real experience. So if you want a real deal experience of what people are doing, our testimonials are all video. So you can see that these aren't just some quote we put on there. You can just simply click here on Blad. Blad's my boy. I like Blad. Him and I go back a long way. And you can actually play the testimonial so you can actually really see what people have to say. Okay. And then you can also come in. You can see some actual approvals and see case studies. You can come in here and see our BBB. And you can see we've never had a complaint. We are not accredited. And yes, I brag about that. I love it. Because if you're accredited, you pay the BBB money. We don't pay them money. We don't pay them a dime. We won't get accredited ever because we refuse to pay the BBB for an A+. We're an A+ because if you look, we've never had a complaint ever in the history of our business. We don't have reviews because we don't drive people here for reviews. We've got this because we've earned it. And then you can come in and check out our In the Press too. And you guys can see and all different kinds of stuff here. But again, you don't even have to do this. You guys can just type in Credit Suite. or just type in my name, and you guys can see a bunch of credibility stuff there as well. If you do, you will find we do have a complaint on ripoff report. We have some nut job that was never a client that called us and insisted we give him the client services for free because he had a bad experience with another company. And you can see, I think this guy's right here. And we wouldn't we wouldn't do it for free for him. And so he was mean, and he said, I was fortunate enough to not have paid. So he's not even a client. And he tells you exactly what happened in his nice complaint about me. He says, I offered to enter into the, oh no, this was with Brandon, which by the way, I don't know who Brandon was, who this guy even was. And then, but anyways, this is the only complaint we've ever had. The guy's never a client. He literally says in his own complaint that he basically wanted us to give him our services for free in regards to a testimonial. And then what I like is that all of these people responded, all of our real clients responded and came back to our defense, which was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty awesome. And then, but you guys can look and see, we don't have any complaints anywhere from any actual client. That's the only complaint we've ever had. But do your research, come in and do your research on us or any company you ever decide to do business with before you buy. I recommend you do that research with us or anybody, because there's a lot of unscrupulous people out there. What about credit for starting a hospitality business? You can use it for any business, but I love the hospitality business. I think it's a good idea. Do we need to send our email address so you know what we were here? No, as long as you entered a legitimate email when you registered, you're going to be good. We're going to know it. I have an LLCIN, Dunn's Web 411 recently, 4 vendor accounts that haven't posted yet. Can I get financing with PG and less? No, not with that. In order to get credit, like cash credit, you need about 14 accounts. So with 4 accounts, your store credit's next for you, then cash credit's 10 to 15. Do we help with marketing or have a partnership with a credible marketing firm? Yes, we do. On our partner program, we have a full automated system with our ultimate program. If you wanted to access that, where we automate your entire system, we set up your website. And then what happens is, and you can go to University of Business Credit to see the actual website that we set up for you. So you can go to University of Business Credit right here, and I'll do that. Universityofbusinesscredit.com. I think that still works. And we set up your website for you. It's all completely customized. And then this integrates with your CRM. It puts leads in your CRM. It triggers the sales funnel, the same sales funnel we use. It's a clone from our system. When people click and engage, they get points. The points trigger automation, which then gets them to a presentation just like this that sells the system for them. It's all automated. That means the only part of the equation you need is marketing. And we work with a company called Custom Marketer. And my buddy Keith Knapp, him and I are really good friends, and he was one of our original partners and has been with us for years. And he is in the lead generation business, and he helps you with all aspects of that. And just so you know, in the system, we have a whole step about that too. So if you go to partner training here, in partner training, we have an access for advertising and marketing. And then we teach you everything you need to know about advertising and marketing using setters, using volume, using grassroots. And it's pretty cool because I've got this. This gives you all of our past webinars. We do live training webinars for our partners only every Tuesday at 3. This is my 3rd webinar today. I've spent about 5 hours on webinars today. And all of the training we've done on every topic, using social media to sell, advertising, building online credibility, Facebook, pay-per-click. These are all of our training events on advertising and marketing. So we teach you everything you need to know. If you come in and go, dude, I just want to do PPC advertising, well, then access our training on PPC. We walk you through. We teach you exactly what we do. We show you our ads. We show you our keyword research. We show you everything we do to be able to have the success we have. We're completely open book here. Our partners, we share everything. We share revenue. We share everything with our partners of what we do, and we teach them every aspect of what we do so you can have the same results. So I tell you this because you may not even need to access your own company, but yes, we do have access to that for you as well. How low can payments average if someone tries to get financing? I can't afford. Well, give us a call and let us talk to you. It depends on what program you're coming in with. And like I said, we even have some stuff that's in beta right now that I won't even talk to you about here or in any public forum, which is why I say to call in. What our team's going to do is say, what can you afford? What's in your budget? And then our team will say, look, here's your options. And we'll work with you on that. So we can go pretty low, but not as much on our other programs that I've shown you. Anytime you involve our advisors, the cost has to be a little higher because our cost to employ these advisors is a little higher, but we're very flexible. Just, you got to work with us. We got to work with you on find out what you're trying to do. Are you trying to be a partner? Are you not? And then we'll work out something specifically for you. Does Credit Suite offer a discount for businesses that are set up after first year business? Again, being set up a year in business does not help our process. It oftentimes makes it more complicated because if you've been in business a year, you're probably on Yelp, you're in Yellow Pages, you're all over the place. Your business information is mismatched in all these places. It oftentimes becomes a nightmare when people don't follow the proper steps to build a business credit, where we would give you a discount because we're like, oh, wait, you don't need as much work is how many trade lines you have. If you come in and say, man, I have 5 or 10 trade lines established, and we pull your reports and see those, that would be something we may give you a discount. But having a DUNS number, being listed to a 411, having your business be business, those things don't help us expedite the process. It actually sometimes makes it more difficult if you've done things the wrong way to that point. How do we apply for financing, pay for the service? Give us a call, send us an email. We have financing. Our team can help you through several places that offer financing, and we have a bunch, and I don't mean offer financing as in loans. I mean, we have people that just finance our services even cheaper. And then we also offer all different kinds of business loans and credit lines. So we can help you with that by calling the number or sending us an email. And again, if we're not there, don't get frustrated and hang up. It's like 7:30 here. I don't know what time it is. So we just might not be here. And then in that case, no worries. All you have to do is just leave a voicemail, and then our team will get back to you when my full staff is here tomorrow. Got incorporated 2 years ago and funded my corp through personal guarantee credit lines. I'm currently in the process of personally filing Chapter 7. Sorry to hear that, man. Which include my corp. Do you think I should apply for business funding through my current EIN? I would just start over if I were you. If you're going to file BK on the corp, just start over. You're good. Because if you do it right way and you're working through the steps, then they're not even going to pull your current company's information. Can the phone number be the same as the fax number? Yes, it is, and so is ours. Can you use a virtual address? Yes, you can, and yes, you should. And we give you access to our own source in step 1 as well. I already have my EIN done, Quill. I'd like to start, but just don't have the funds. I need to register with the state. No worries. Well, again, oh, you're an associate with Renatus. Well, did you see us, Frank? Hopefully you saw us. We were just over at Renatus' event in Utah last week. So hopefully you got a chance to see us. And no worries. Just, when it makes sense, or again, give us a call to see what we can work with you. If we can't work with you on affordability, then we'll at least keep in touch with you, keep some free information going in the meantime. Well, voice over IP is okay with 411. You just don't want to use Google for some reason. That becomes an issue. Can you use the credit for home flip repairs? Yes, you can. That's why real estate's one of the biggest industries we help. We also have a house reseller. It's called a house flipper funding program, where we can get you the money to fund and flips as well, just so you know. I appreciate that. Great webinar as usual. Thank you very much. No, yes, you can use a home address. Use physical first, use virtual second, use home address last. Never use a P.O. box or a UPS address. I don't have a hardline only cell. You need to get a virtual virtual phone. Place like Ring Central can give it to you for 15, 20, 30 $30 a month. Don't forget, if you're a client, you get access to a vendor account that's only $24 a month, but just never use a cell phone on business applications. Explain Fundbox. Well, Fundbox Pay, the way their system works is they basically will finance our program. At the rate they offer, it's like less than $200 a month. I think it's free for 30 days. You don't pay any payments with them. And then it's like, I can't think about the specifics, but last time I checked on it, it was like 50 or $60 a week is as low as your payments would be. And it's free for 30 days with them. But you have to have revenue. What they do is plug into your bank account, and they want to make sure that you have consistent revenue. If you have consistent revenue, you've been in business 3 years or more, and you're not overdrawing your bank account, that's what it really takes to get approved with them. And we can run you through it. There's no credit inquiry. There's no credit check at all to get approved. So just give us a call, send us an email. We'll run you through to see what we can get. I'm a general contractor in the Tampa Bay area. Hey, man, what's up, Tampa Bay? Me too. Is it possible to purchase commercial land and build a commercial building? Yeah, you can use business credit to do anything. It is possible, but it depends on the title company. If title companies won't let you use credit cards, you got to liquidate the cards to get the cash out. And it's not easy using business credit because you're typically going to pay 20-30% rates to take the cash out unless you're using that unsecured program. So it can be done, but it depends on if the title company is going to let you use the credit cards to do it. So if we don't have the $597 down to start, you can start with a little $500, pay $500. That's Artina. We'll work something work. What you're saying is more than reasonable for us to do. We'll just extend the term is what we'll do. So yes, we can work with you on that. Just give us a call, send us an email. How difficult would it be to get credit for a gemstone mining and wholesale corp? Well, that's a brilliant idea. Gemstone mining, I love it. It depends on how much money you need, but what you're describing would be pretty hefty money-wise. So if I were you and I was going to get into gemstone mining, I would start looking at angel investors and I would start looking at crowdfunding. You're going to need a ton of money. I'd say $500,000 or more as a startup. You're not going to get funding for that. I would look into one of those two sources instead. That would be my personal advice. What kind of money can you make being a Credit Suite partner, and how do you make money? Well, I'll tell you exactly how you do it. As a partner, there's two different ways you can make money. You could, one, help people build business credit. You get access to our finance suite without all the partner stuff, and it's white label. Your logo, your branding. You can see I have no logo in here. You sell this for whatever you want to sell it for, and then you pay us wholesale. Our wholesale investment is $700, and the retail typically for our partners is $2,500 to $3,500. So on average, you're making about $2,000 in profit for every one you sell. And then you can also help people come in and get financing, or people that get financing through the finance suite, you can earn commissions there, or just help them come in and get financing. And then whatever we make from the lender, some pay us a referral commission, some don't, most do. We split it with you 50-50. That could be like 3% or 4% on a deal. So if we funded a $100,000 deal for your client, well, then you could get a check for $3,000 or $4,000 for your split on that actual funded deal, as an example. So you can get paid on the funding, and then you sell the finance suite. You pay $700 wholesale. You sell it retail for whatever you want to sell it for, typically $2,500, $3,500. So that's how you make money, which is why I say even 1-2 sales pays for your own enrollment. If your business is home-based, why use a virtual address or a number? It's pretty simple, because when they know what you're using when you apply. So if you're going to apply for a bank loan or a credit card, which gives you more credibility, a home address or an address in a high-rise building in Tampa, Florida? Obviously, the high-rise building in Tampa, Florida gives you more credibility. So a virtual address is always going to give you more credibility, because you're renting a mailbox and renting an address in a very reputable high-end building. And so what happens is the computers that credit issuers and lenders look at show that you're using a commercial address versus a home address, which is why it gives you that credibility. I have currently an EIN with the LLC. However, my business has been dissolved. Can I reinstate? You can. You have to go to your Secretary of State, and the steps are different with every Secretary of State. If you're a client, our advisors will help you through this process. If you're not, you want to go to your Secretary of State. It's different for every state. Where would I go for finance to join the program? Just give us a ring, send us an email, and we'll help you through that process. How do you do the payment plan for the package? If you go to our creditsuite.com/webinar, you'll see exactly how it works. You go to Credit Suite webinar, come down, say, I want to be a partner, or I just want to build business credit and financing, or I want to be a partner and offer it. I want to be a partner. I'm going to go to buy it now, and you get a bunch of one-pay incentives. If you choose the one-pay, you come here, single payment, 3 payments, 7 payments. I choose 7 payments. Here's the payment schedule of what happens. And then I come in right now and I pay with credit card, or I check out with PayPal. And then once you do that, you complete the actual process. We offer incentives for VIP and Ultimate. If you do one pay, you can click here to see those incentives. So hopefully that makes it easy. Can I enter 2 existing companies? No, you can only enter 1 company in the system, but you can follow the same steps and do it for multiple businesses. Like I said, almost all of our clients do it. Marlon, everybody you saw like a big testimonial from today, they all have multiple businesses. They've all used the same steps to do it without needing to buy a separate system. But our system will only house 1 company's information. What companies give credit for the hospitality industry? Every one that we talked about that offers business credit does offer to any industry. It's not industry restricted. I also have a trust EIN. Can this be used with this program? Yes, as long as you have an EIN, you will be fine. You can use it. Is 401 one company listing including in the price we pay? Yes, it is. We pay List Yourself. Feel free to go pay them the $360 every single year, but we pay it for you. It's one of the biggest bills we have as a company is paying for that for our clients. I have 2 businesses, one since '99. Awesome, man. That's great. Other just getting started. Do I have to pay for both? Just do one. I wouldn't pay for both. You should just do one, go through as you're following the steps, do it for multiple businesses. That's going to be a cheaper route than paying for both. Perfect. Thanks. I'll call tomorrow. Perfect. Yeah. If you want to give us a call, some of our team will be here tonight. The rest will be here tomorrow as well. Thanks, Ty. Thank you. Great info. Thanks. I'm interested in getting in the program. Great, man. I'd love to have you. I'd love to have you here, Carrie. It'd be awesome. Should we email instead of filling it out online if we need financing option? Yes. If you want to call or email, either way, if you want an option different than our normal pricing, we'll work with you there. But you have to call us or email us because our pricing on our website doesn't give you options of cheaper payments than what I showed you. I started my personal credit and blown my utilization out of the water. I know, John, bad boy. So many people do this and make that mistake. I can work with you, yes, but what we need to do is start building your business credit, and then we'll help you even go through some steps to raise the limits on your consumer credit. We need to start getting that money shift to business credit. That will then bring your scores up once your utilization's fixed, and then we can even help you get unsecured business credit. Actually, just so you know, something cool that since you bring this up, one of our finance sources will give you a loan to pay down the credit cards to be under 30% to then get you the unsecured financing credit lines. That's like crazy, but it can't be some exorbitant amount of money. If you owe like $15,000, $20,000 of you blowing your utilization that much, they probably won't do it. But if it's like, I don't know how much, they'll do it. So we even have sources that will give you a loan to pay down the cards to get the unsecured credit lines with a PG. So give us a call, send us an email at that. Have customers use the cost of the partner program as a business expense? Yes, you absolutely should. There's no way you would not want to use it as a tax write-off because it is. Actually, what third-party solutions are included in the one-time cost? Well, oh man, the main ones are 411. That's the main one. The business valuation is included there. Gosh, we do so much stuff. So I'm trying to think here. The business valuation, having access to ongoing business valuations is included. Having access to the credit monitoring at the discount is included, but you still have to pay the 24. The 411 is included with no cost. DUNS and DMB and credit profile activation with all 3 bureaus is no cost. Fixing inaccuracies with them is no cost. There might be some things I'm missing, but that's all the stuff off the top of my head that's included there. I've had the same question. I have multiple businesses, AINs as well. I have 2 businesses. Yep. So hopefully that makes sense. How many trade lines do you need to start off with? What's the difference between net 30 and others? A net 30 means you have 30 days to pay them back. And a revolving means it's revolving. You could pay minimum payments on that until you pay them back. And how many trades? You don't need any trades to start. To get vendors, you need none. To get to the next step, you're going to need about 6 reporting a payment experiences to get here to round 2. But again, we make it easy because we tell you this could count as 1 payment 2, this counts as 4. So knowing which ones report help you. And then you progress through the tiers and we tell you how many trades you need as you progress through the rest of the actual tiers. With multiple businesses, do I have to multiple accounts with Credit Suite? So I talked to you about that. How many people is a big network? I was thinking 2,000 people, K, is going to be too small for us to do a vendor webinar for you on, but you still could do pretty well as a partner. Just to do this kind of webinar with me, then we usually look at people with databases of 10,000 or more, but that doesn't mean to write it off. You know, you can still come in as a partner, or we may put you in as part of another vendor's webinar as well, another one of our JVs. So there's still some options there. Just give us a call. We'll talk through that with you. Want to build business credit? I think it's great. Yeah, we can help you, whether it be a partner or through JV, we can still help you with that. I don't see a discount on my screen. You will if you go to creditsuite.com/webinar, where I am right here. You'll see right here, single payment crossed out, single payment. You'll see if you buy it now that you're only looking at this price versus $29.97, which is the original price. So this is what you should be looking at. this crossed out, the discounted price. When you click buy it now, you see the discounted price here. And you're also seeing the savings up here too. So those will be indications. If you don't see that, type in another message. Do you work with new beauty salons? Yes, I love beauty salons. I gotta tell you, like one of our most successful businesses, they did hair extensions. Like it was crazy. I can't believe how much money there was to be made in hair extensions. So yeah, we deal with a lot of people in that industry. Can you get limit increases once approved to a small amount? Yes, we can. On the unsecured, we teach you that as part of our process. And on the unsecured program, we teach you that as well. The company looks good. Does the ultimate package have recurring costs even if paid off in one payment? The ultimate, and to answer your question, kind of yes and no. The ultimate and partner, the ultimate and VIP programs, let me show you where you can do this. If you go to our checkout page, webinar special, under this video, it says click here for important details on investment options. This breaks it all down for you. If your VIP or ultimate program, then you can pay $99 a month for access to what's called our executive. And this will give you the option to click to learn more about what our executive you get. You get extra stuff if you pay the $99, but it's voluntary. You don't ever have to pay it. You can function as a VIP and ultimate without the $99. If you're ultimate, then in order to get the full benefit of ultimate, what you have to do is you have to have access to our marketing and automation platform, which is $99 a month. It's so sick. I love it. This is $500 a month if you go to them directly. And with us, it's $99 a month to get it. So you go through this investment details. The bottom line is, if I don't want to confuse everybody that's not interested, but the way that it works is this. If you come in, there's no mandatory recurring fees for our programs. If you're a partner at VIP or Ultimate, you can choose to get more access for $99 a month. You can click here and see what that access is. And then on this investment details, and again, how you get there is you come to the page with pricing, you scroll down under this video, click here for important investment details. And for our ultimate, yes, you're probably going to want to pay for this because it's your own marketing and automation platform. And it's $500 if you're going to go to the source direct. It's $500 a month. With our ultimate, it's only $99. And what you're paying for is we've set everything up for you. The logic, our sales funnels. I mean, it's just ridiculous. We have SMS text message prospecting campaigns, email campaigns after clients enroll, text message campaigns after clients enroll. All of that stuff is automatically set up for you in your system. We clone our system into yours, and you get that for the $99 a month. Could you get Ultimate and not get this? Yeah. But then you might as well as get VIP. Like the whole benefit of Ultimate's that it's all done for you and you're getting access to this. But there would be a sub benefit if you just want to set our stuff up. So hopefully that answers your question. For Core, VIP, and Ultimate, there are no extra mandatory fees. For Core, there's nothing else you need to worry about. If you want to be a partner, you probably will want executive for $99 a month, but that's optional. And the automation marketing platform is optional, but that's pretty much what you're buying Ultimate for. So you're probably going to want that. So hopefully that doesn't just confuse everybody. It used to be that you couldn't get business credit unless you're in business for 2 years. Is that no longer an issue? It's never been an issue. Shh, don't tell people. If you go to Staples and if you go to Office Depot, it'll tell you the same thing. You need like $1 million in business or three years in business or 1 million in revenue. But if you go to Staples and you have the trade lines you need to get approved, they'll approve you regardless of time in business. So it's a rumor that in a lot of issues is driven by credit issuers, but it's trade lines that ultimately drives approvals, not revenue and time in business. I'm in the process of opening my salon. I'm stuck financially to move forward because of lack of funding. Can't get any funding. Well, give us a call. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if there's loans available and we can talk to you more about business credit. If not, I appreciate you. Thank you. Earned it. Love it. Are there any other reviews in Trustpilot? I've read that site isn't necessarily legit. Well, I can tell you what Trustpilot is. We spend $500 a month to have a Trustpilot account. But the way that Trustpilot actually works is that with Trustpilot, if you come here, then what you'll see is that, first of all, we can't not show a review. So what happens is if somebody leaves us a 1-star review, for example, then what happens is Trustpilot immediately shows the 1-star review. We can challenge it, and in order to do it, we would go to the actual person that left the review first. We can't even challenge it through Trustpilot, and we'd have to try to work it out with them. And then we'd have to prove to Trustpilot, then we'd have to say we couldn't get it worked out. Trustpilot would reach the actual end customer. They would go through a process there. It's pretty elaborate. It takes about 3 weeks for us to even remove a 1-star review if we had to. But we only did it twice because we had 2 nut jobs that were never customers that left reviews. They shouldn't even have been allowed to. And Trustpilot still made us go through the same process. So it's pretty difficult to get reviews removed. But look, I hear what you're saying. I don't blame you. So if this isn't enough, if Trustpilot's not enough, then go through our actual testimonials, Google these guys, see they exist, look at our A+, look at the fact that we've never had complaints, go through our media exposure, see what's on there, look at the results. Most importantly, Google our company. Okay, any companies that are not legit, you're going to find complaints, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Yelp, whether it be Ripoff Report. I showed you our only Ripoff Report nut job guy. Search them all, man. Search Yelp, search Facebook, search Ripoff Report, Google our name. And just notice that you're not going to find anything negative. And the fact that we've helped so many people and we have so much positive and no negative, isn't that what you're looking for when you're reviewing a company? Really? Is if you Google any companies, and there's very few in our space, but if you Google the couple that are, you'll see tons of reviews. The reviews are the same thing. There's no customer service. They won't give me my money back. So if you Google and find nothing negative about us, and we've been around for years and helped 15,000 people, that hopefully should be enough incentive. But I think here in just a simple Google search, realizing there's no negative, hopefully will be enough for you to see that. What's the income potential with the Ultimate program? I can see this program allows an entrepreneur to be a huge asset to the majority of business owners. Yes, it is. It's win for everyone, help you. Really, I can't tell you income potential because it depends on how hard you work, how many people you talk to. We have clients that do that do $1 million plus in revenue from offering our product as a service. We have companies that do more than that because they roll it into a primary service they offer. We have a lot of clients that don't make a dime because they never take action. So whether you're going to make money with us, it just really depends on whether or not you are going to take action. If you take action, you'll see we give you so much stuff to help you succeed that you're going to be able to be successful. But the problem is that if you don't take action, we can't help you succeed. So what you make, and this is what we teach you in the partner training, what you make is exactly equivalent to how many people you talk to. It's that simple. The more people you talk to, the more presentations you do, the more you present, the more you sell, the more you close, the more you make. It's just how many people you talk to. So we help you develop what's called a massive action plan, but you're the one that determines how much you make. The income potential is endless, like it is with any business, right? I mean, it just depends on how many people you talk to. But yeah, it definitely is a huge opportunity. Do you guys help us all the way? Are we pointed? We help you all the way, but you have to build business credit on your own because people can't apply for credit on your behalf legally with most of these credit issuers. They won't allow third-party applications, but we help you through that process. Thank you. Appreciate it. How do I get business credit as a sole proprietorship? Same way. We can help you through it, but just know you'll always be personally liable because you're personally liable as a sole proprietor. That's just what comes with it. Is it easy to upgrade from core? Yep, it's always easy to upgrade. What we do is take what you paid and you pay the difference. It's that simple. So you could upgrade at any time. You mentioned real estate. What do you mean? You have a program that helps with funding. Is it financing to fund an entire deal from start to finish or without? We have a lot of people use business credit to be able to buy real estate. They also use that unsecured program up to $150,000 to buy real estate. And then we have a program called a house flipper program that's designed to buy properties and then flip them. They give you the money to rehab the property. You can get as much as 100% of the money to buy and flip. You just can't exceed 65% of the after sale value or after the repair value, but you have to have experience. If you haven't flipped 3 homes, that program won't work for you. So we typically use business credit or that 0% unsecured financing program to people get money initially. And then as you flipped a few homes, we just put you into a house reseller program. To qualify, you need 3 flips, recent flips. You need a 650 credit score and you need money and the bank, all of which building business credit and unsecured financing we can help you with. So that's the process. I have a travel agency and online boutique. Man, that's awesome. Both of those are great to get business credit, and we can help you with both. We are plumbers that need to consolidate our credit card accounts, not into one loan at a good low interest rate. Is that something you help with? We can. Give us a call, send us an email. We have short-term loans, long-term loans. We have credit lines. I can think of a credit line right now that would work really well for you. The interest rate's under 5%, no credit check. So that might be what we put you into. Fashion boutique. I love it. My wife would love that too. Trucking business has been in business 4 years. Oh man, go. You need to get started immediately, Robert. No questions asked. Honestly, with the trucking business, you're getting fleet credit cards. You're getting fuel credit cards. You're getting Exxon. You're getting gas credit cards for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 limits. Flying J is giving our clients up to $50,000 a week is the highest amount we've seen. So it's really big. And we can also help you get financing to purchase trucks, or to also get the money to be able to refinance against trucks that you already have. So we can help you with that too. Those are all the kind of financing that may work. Try UMA Office. It's all virtual and voice over IP as low as $20 a month. I've never heard of them before, but that sounds cool. Gourmet popcorn, ice cream, candy store. I want all that stuff you just said. That's awesome. I have Google and UPS. I've been using them for years. Yep, that's going to be a problem. A Google phone number for some reason gets a lot of people denied for business credit, and a UPS address is a one-way ticket to denials on credit and loans. Don't take my word for it. Just try to build business credit using the UPS address. But if you run into issues, know it's because of the address. What are the third-party fees or anything included? On funding, we don't charge any fees at all. Lenders charge interest rates and fees. It varies based on program. Like SBA charges 5 points, and they charge 7-8% interest. It's a variable of prime, but that's that. When it comes to business credit building, the only third-party things you really need to pay for, let's look at that, is just normal stuff that's involved with setting up a business, right? You have to set up your entity that you're normally going to have to do, and you're going to have to get an address set up. But all in all, we found like less than $1,000 or less than $600 you could set up the whole business. It varies in state to state. It's $70 to set up a business in Florida. It's $600 in California. But we found that everything you need to set up a legitimate business, you could typically get done for under $600. And that's the only third party type fees that you need, is anything involved with setting up business. I have a 700 consumer credit score. Great job. About 900 inquiries. Can I still get unsecured financing? Nope. 9 inquiries is too much, but we work with finance sources that will help you get any unauthorized or inquiries you're not positive you put on your credit report removed. They can help you through that process. We don't do that, but we can connect you with them, and they do. Here's our number. And by the way, I use the same source. They're working on me right now, as a matter of fact, with some inquiries I didn't recognize on my credit report, and they do a very good job. Can you talk a little bit more about the Wells Fargo unsecured credit card? It's a secured credit card, not unsecured. You have to have pretty good credit, about 650 credit score to get it. My advice is to use vendor credit versus that credit card. It's better. I'm signing up. Yes, woo! Finally, we did it. No, great job. I'm so looking forward to working with you. Thanks for enrolling. Looking forward to it. Is it easy to get business credit when the bad? Yeah, absolutely, because there's no credit pull, so personal credit does not matter when it comes to business credit building. Just so you know that. Hair weave sell. I know, right? Like, I'm telling you, that company made like millions of dollars on hair weaves. It was insane. It was so cool. Do you help 501cs? Yep. As I mentioned during the presentation, nonprofits can get business credit. If you want loans, you're typically going to need tax returns that show a profit. Can you assist in increasing my corporate's PayPal credit limit? No, we couldn't do that. PayPal's credit limit is based to you on 30% of your PayPal sales, and if you how many loans you get with them. So if you want a higher loan amount with them, then what happens is the more loans you get, the higher it is. Like the first loan, they'll give you up to 97 grand. By the third loan, they'll give you 125 grand. It's equivalent to 30% of your profits. But we help you know and understand that, and we've got other sources that can help you with that revenue as well. You also said the webinar would last from 5 to 6:30. I don't trust it. That guy left. Well, it was an hour and a half, and then we stuck around for Q&A for those of you that actually that stuck around. You know that the rest of this has been a Q&A. How does this program differ from Ari's Page's Funding Grow program or the old credit card builder? Ari's a great guy. Ari lives right up the road. I've had an honor of spending time with him and gotten to know him and his team, and I like Ari quite a bit. We just offer two completely different kind of programs. What we offer is business credit building, And business credit building here is a process. If you go through our process of building business credit here, for example, this is how we build business credit, right? We come in and help you set up your credibility and get your business credit reports, and we help you through these tiers of credit without a personal guarantee and without a personal credit check. That's what we do. What RE does is here in our what we consider a funding product. RE does is unsecured financing. So what Credit Card Builders or Fund and Grow does is they do unsecured program. The difference is their primary program requires good credit for approval, the 680 score, and then they also it's PG. This is all PG credit. They don't really deal with the no PG business credit stuff. Last time I checked with him, they outsource some of that stuff to like a guy in the Philippines that does that work for them. It's not really a big part of their program. What their program is unsecured financing. 0% credit lines with no personal credit check and no personal guarantee. That's what RE actually does. So that being said, it's two completely different programs. And by the way, if you wanted the Fund and Grow, if you want the unsecured business financing program, well, then still give us a call, send us an email, because we can send you over to RE. But what we found is that we've just got other sources we work with that quite honestly have proven to get results faster and get our clients more money, which is why we just don't send a lot of business to Fund and Grow. Fund and Grow we consider to be a lender. We work with a lot of the lenders in that space, and we've tested every one of them with hundreds and hundreds of clients, and we just found some sources that tend to get our clients a lot more money and get it a lot faster, which is why we don't send a lot of business to Fund and Grow, and why we didn't use Finance Factory anymore. All these other guys that are out there that do a pretty decent job, we've just kind of worked through a lot of them to find the ones we want. So Fund and Grow, like Ari, love his program. If you like unsecured financing, they're good at what they do. If you're interested in that, give us a call, send us an email. We might send you there, but more than likely we'll send you to a source that we found gets you more money faster. But just keep in mind, we deal with the no PG stuff. They just really don't. They're dealing with the personal guaranteed unsecured credit lines. Great program though. Can you help us change? Yep, we help you with changing entity. That's no issue at all. I missed the response on being an affiliate. Is it possible without signing up? Sure. Go to creditsuite.com/affiliate. At creditsuite.com/affiliate, you can refer customers over or give us a call and send us an email if you have a database. It doesn't cost anything to be an affiliate. Your commissions are much less than if you were a partner, obviously, and you don't get the ability to build your own business credit financing. But you can refer customers. If you have a database, give us a call, send us an email. We'll set you up as a JV. Do one of these webinars for you. Can I become a partner and do a presentation to the local real estate investor group? Sure, you can. We even have the presentations for you to do. This is one of like 30, 40 PowerPoints we now have. We have like 20 PowerPoints in the back office and even more if you're an actual executive member. So we give you all that. If I exit now, yep, you still get the information. You don't need to stay for the Q&A. I know, poor thing. You probably stayed for the whole thing. If you stayed through the hour and a half presentation, we will send you a replay. I've been watching you build Credit Suite for over 3 years. Great, man. Go figure why I haven't signed up. Ready to execute now. We'll call it Kim. That's awesome. Thank you so much. You've seen us. So guys, look, if you want to know if we're legitimate and credible, go to our social media channels. Go to YouTube. You'll see we've got over 300 videos that teach people on getting loans and credit. Any company that goes and offers as much free information to teach people to do something as what we pay for shows something. We're so confident in our ability to be able to do it at a better level that we share openly. We help. All we're here to do is help. I had a hard road. I personally guaranteed everything. I cost my family our home, our cars, everything. And it's a decision I will never for the rest of my life forgive myself for. And so I'm just here so you guys know what's possible. And so you don't ever have to go through what I went through. If you choose not to build business credit, that's your choice. But I didn't have a choice because I didn't know about it. And so my life's purpose is to make sure everybody knows about this so you have a choice. If you want to do it on your own, do it on your own. Will it be as easy? Will it take you longer? Of course it will take you longer. If you try to do anything on your own versus work with companies that have mastery, it's going to cost you more time and money. We just help make it easier for you. So Kim, I appreciate that, man. I look forward. Kim, I appreciate that. I look forward to working with you. I need to buy a computer right now, right away. Is there a company I can use this to my advantage? Yeah, I mean, you can get Dell and Apple pretty quick within 60 days or less. And then others like Quill, you might even be able to find. Go look at Quill and see if you can find what you want right there. And yeah, we deal with some others that deal with computers as well that you can even get as vendors. Will a virtual office with mail access only? Yes, that will absolutely work. Can a church build business credit? Yes, you can. Getting financing is tougher. We have sources that just do church financing, just so you know. Can you guys help to fund franchises? Yes, we absolutely can. We work with a lot of companies that absolutely do that. Oh, no, I couldn't get on it when I first started. That's okay. We should be able to send you a replay or send us an email or give us a call if you had a login issue. We know there was login issues because we were maxed out with attendees. I thought we were, but then I noticed during the webinar that they let more people register, so I'm not exactly sure. And again, we can't send the slides. Those are available to our partners only, but if you send us an email or give us a call, we can work something out. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up, everybody. So I appreciate your time. I made sure that we got wrapped up in about an hour and a half, but I also promised you I would stick around and answer questions, as many as you had. And now, it's an hour and a half's worth of questions, which I'm cool with because I want to make sure that your questions are answered. But if there's questions you still want to answer, if you want to talk to us, if you want to talk to us about payments and pricing and getting financing and all these things we've talked about, give us a ring, 877-600-2487. You'll see what we have is completely unique. There's nothing like it out there. Our reputation speaks for itself. Google the heck out of us. Search every single place you think that you'd find negative stuff. Like I said, you're going to find one crazy dude on Ripoff Report. I kind of like him now. I like talking about him. He called himself the Bird Man at the time, and we wouldn't give him our services for free in regards to a testimonial. Why? Because we don't pay anybody for testimonials. It's unethical, and that's the only thing you'll ever find negative about us. I think our reputation speaks for itself, and I think the positive things you'll find out there as well. And I'd love to work with you. Don't let affordability be an issue. Give us a call, send us an email. We can get you financing. We can work on lower payments. We can do all those things to help you. And there's so much stuff you get, and you don't have to have the get financing anymore. You don't have to worry about building business credit on your own. You don't have to worry about where you go to get financing. We help you through the process. We help develop a finance blueprint and help you graduate from one level of financing to the other. We tell you what you need to do to get financing now. We help you get there. Then we help you get to the next step and the next step and the next step, so you can get to the coveted SBA loan and you don't have to look for financing anymore. Whenever you need money, you work with our finance team. You need business credit, you work with our advising team. It's fantastic. I know you guys will enjoy it. But again, don't take my word for it. Google us, check us out online. Go to our credibility page. That'll find you links to the BBB, everything else you need. Send us an email, give us a call. Let us know any questions that you have, and we'll help make sure that they're all answered. Don't forget, you have a 30-day money-back guarantee. You want to work with us? Great. We'll give you your money back. If for 30 days it doesn't work, we're not going to fight you. We don't want you to be here if you don't want to be here. Okay. I feel that way about everything. That's why I don't like signing contracts, because if I'm your customer, you make me sign a 2-year contract and I don't want to be your customer, I don't want to be stuck with you, and you don't want me to be stuck with you. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I think that you'll be very happy. You've seen what our finance suite is. You'll love our advising team. Our team is amazing. And if you look at the testimonials that are out there, the many, many testimonials that are out there about us, you'll find that a lot of our clients feel the same. Very blessed to have an opportunity to do what I do. I hope even if you don't buy, that you still got some great information that will help you understand the importance of business credit, start you down that path. And anything we can ever do to help you along the way, feel free to reach out to us and let us know. 877-600-2487. That's 877-600-2487. Or you can email us at info@creditsuite.com. I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for sticking around. I will make sure those of you that attended will get the actual replay as promised. And I look forward to working with you. And I look forward to talking to you and seeing you out there in the space, as well as I'm out on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else. So thank you, Diane and Frank, and everybody that's saying thank you. You guys rock. Brittany, thank you guys all very much. It means very much, a lot to me. Like I said, I really am very humbled and honored to have an opportunity to be a part of this company and to be a part of watching us change entrepreneurs' life. I can't tell you the reward that I get every day. So I'm out of here. I'm going to go get something to eat. It's like 7:30. My wife's calling me for dinner. It's 8 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and run home to her and my sick daughter. And I look forward to working with you all and talking to you. And hopefully I get a chance to work with you all. So do you have another webinar coming up? Unfortunately, I missed this one. I missed a half of this one. Email us. Let's maybe try to get you a replay if there was some circumstance where you couldn't get in, whatever it may be. And then yes, we've got rid of our webinars. We moved them to YouTube Live, but we do webinar about once a month. So if you give us a call or email, we'll tell you when our next one is. Okay, I'm going to wrap us up. Thanks everybody very much. Have a great night. And I look forward to talking with you all and working with you all sometime in the future. Thanks everybody. Have a great night.